All right, we should be live now. Let me get my chat up real quick. Hold on. All right. Just getting my chat set up real quick. Hold on, everybody. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just getting everything set up. Let me make sure I'm live. Okay, sweet, I'm live. All right, getting my chat set up. It is taking a minute to load my chat, so I may not be able to read chat for a minute. Okay. Let me see if I can get live chat up on my computer. Sorry, I'm trying to use a computer for live chat this time, so it's easier off. If you want to debate the prompt, feel free to request up. I can debate in a second. I'm just trying to see if I can get the chat going. If not, I might have to run it from my phone, which is kind of rough, but I think I'm gonna have to do that. If you disagree with the prompt, please request up. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? It's pretty late. It's not too late. Last night was way too late of a stream, but I think tonight's a lot better. All right, hold on. Okay, I'm having super annoying issues on my phone. Okay, I think I'm just gonna be able to read TikTok chat, but that's fine for now. So if you disagree with the prompt, please request up and we can debate about it. I am friendly. I don't bite, I swear. I'd love to change your mind on Trump and MAGA, I guess. I'm still so new to the lives. I'm still so awkward about it, but oh, we got a request. Hold on. I'll bring you up in a second. Let me just pull up the live so I can see the chat on my phone. Almost done. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Hey, are you there?
What's going on? How are you, man?
I'm going good. How are you? Just getting everything set up.
Good. Yeah, no problem.
All right, sweet. So do you disagree with the prompt?
I do.
Okay, why?
So I'm gonna. So would you be okay if I gave you my reasoning as to why I support Donald Trump?
Sure, give it to me. Yeah, that's the whole point, right?
Yep, exactly. So largely, why I would say I would support Donald Trump is going to be due to pro-life policy. So I'm pro-life. I believe that Trump's overall position on abortion is going to be more advocated for by me than a Democratic.
I mean, I'm pro-life too, actually, and I think Trump does not advocate for the pro-life position at all. In which ways do you think that Trump advocates for the pro-life position?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say I'm not gonna. Yeah, so I agree with you that Trump doesn't advocate for like specifically for a pro-life position, but I'm gonna say he advocates for kind of a more of a cutoff than what would be advocated for by Democrats.
What do you mean, like he personally believes in a cutoff, or like he does something to make there a cutoff? Because these are very different
That
distinctions, right?
Yeah, so does something to make their sorry.
What does he
Does
do
something to make
specifically to make there a cutoff?
yeah, he would one, he would leave abortion up to the states. He would make a cutoff. Trump's abortion ban is going to be around, I think, 12 to 15 weeks.
I think his argument for abortion is 16 weeks, but he's not advocating for any policy. So like, I don't really see where that's going to play into the vote. When I'm voting at someone, I'm generally looking at like what they're going to do when they get into office. And for Trump, as far as abortion goes, he doesn't really have any plans to achieve anything directly with that. So like maybe he's privately, like anti-abortion more so than Kamala, but I don't think either him or Kamala would change federal abortion law at all. So, I mean, as someone who's probably, I'm pretty pro-life. I think that Trump doesn't really have anything to do with pro-life. I almost think in 2024, like, abortion was kind of not an issue on the table because, it's back to the states, right? So they're not going to have a federal law for it for quite a while. And on top of that, like, looking at Trump, like, he hasn't done anything to really implement that, like, even the 16-week cutoff. Like, he's just left it up to the states, which also, and Roe v. Wade being overturned was before he got elected in 2024. So, like, that sort of is before when I would say, like, I'm talking about, like, in 2024, we shouldn't have supported him, and we shouldn't support his current term. And that's the main reason.
Yeah, so in general, I would vote for the candidate that's going to be more in favor of a earlier stage of.
Well, but why though? If that never makes it into office, like why would we specifically support that?
Yeah, because anything that's gonna save the lives of more humans, then that's what I would.
Well, but it's not going to because he's not going to do anything. So it's like if he was advocating for a policy, then yeah, that's an argument. But he's not advocating for any abortion policy, like a permission or a ban. So like I don't really see what exactly he would do to help that cause. You know, he's done a lot of stuff that like does hurt people, like cutting U.S. aid. I mean, the war in Iran, right? Like lots of different things. You know, like affordability's been hurt a lot too. Like I think there's so much bad in the pro-life stuff. Like yeah, I'm pro-life, but I don't think he's really advocated for any changes in general to pro-life causes.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest with you. I came up here looking for an abortion debate, and I don't actually support Trump.
Oh, all right. Well, have a good one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's doing it.
See you. Hey, what's up?
Hey, so I'm in Massachusetts, and Massachusetts just pushed a law that you can abort at 34 weeks. Do you agree with that?
No, I'm abortion abolitionist. I'm very anti-abortion. But that doesn't really have to do with Trump, though, because Trump's not either pro-abortion or anti-abortion.
Okay, well, conservatives should not support Trump. I'm a conservative. Why should I not support Trump?
I think it's easier to work backwards. Why should you support Trump? And I can explain to you why almost every reason is bad.
Why is it bad? Tell me.
I mean, I'd have to. Do you want me to give you everything bad about Trump, or is it easier to say what's good about Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, cool. Well, affordability's been hurt. He didn't accurately solve the border problem. Mass deportations have been a total failure in net. U.S. citizens have died because of the failure of mass deportations. I mean, if you're talking about like affordability's been damaged a lot. Foreign policy mistakes, the war in Iran.
Deportation is not a problem.
Do you mean like
deportation should be something that we should be doing?
Yeah, okay, but how many deportations should we be doing? Should we be doing like 500,000 per year when allegedly, according to Trump, 30 million illegals came in, so 500,000 isn't enough, right?
So when Obama was in the House, he deported like millions. So why are you?
He deported more than
sitting
Trump.
here?
Because Trump's not deporting enough people.
Correct.
Like, listen, I'm pro mass deportations, but the way that he's doing it has been ineffective. And like, so even if you're pro mass deportations, the way he's been doing it hasn't been good. So like, if you're anti mass deportations or if you're pro mass deportations, neither side's getting what they want out of this, right? Like, where are the mass deportations? I haven't seen them yet. I mean, he says 2 million self-deported. I think 300,000 in the first year. Estimates place it like we're gonna get 500,000, and now in the second term, what in total that'll get us? Like what? Maybe tops like 4 million. I don't even think we'll hit that number. I don't even like really respect the numbers that are given by like self-deportations. So we're not going to get that many people out of here. And especially Trump even claimed on the campaign trail that Biden let in like 20 or 30 million illegals. So Trump, what he's done is he's made the left very angry. He's caused U.S. citizens to, be unalived. And down the road, now we're going to be dealing with like,
U.S.
mass
citizens.
criticisms.
Are you talking about Reed? Are you talking about Reed and then that other guy? Are you talking about them?
I mean, I'm talking about Alex Preddy is a pretty good example.
The ones that went in and got themselves unalived. Are you talking about them?
Wait, what the fuck are you talking about? How did Alex Preddy get himself unalived?
Oh my God! Like for Reed,
he went to a protest. He went to a protest, which is legal. Like, did Alex Preddy get murdered by ICE, or get unalived by ICE? Sorry, or did he, do what he was legally allowed to do?
Let's talk about Reed.
I'm not familiar with that case. But
Reed.
I'm not familiar with that case, but if ICE is killing,
case,
okay, but even then here,
hit a cop,
Renee Good, Reed, Renee Good. I think Renee Good was justifiable.
Good,
yeah,
good, yes, I'm sorry, good.
Yeah, no, Renee Good was justifiable, but Alex Preddy wasn't. And even then, it would be better if Renee Good was still alive, right? And
she would have. You tell me what he did. Why was
Alex Preddy did? Why was Alex Preddy unalived?
Yes.
Because he went to a protest carrying a firearm legally, which you're allowed to do, under your Second Amendment rights.
Yep.
And then afterwards, he went over to help some woman. He was being detained, which whether that was false or true doesn't change the fact that it would have been, not legal to kill him. Then afterwards, he didn't draw his gun. Someone yelled gun falsely, and he was shot I think 8 times.
Well, why do you go to protests? Why go to protests?
Is this your argument? Why go to a protest? Because you're allowed to. Because you can legally go to a protest. What do you mean? Wait, okay. Do you think it was justified to kill him because he went to a protest, or unalive him? Sorry.
No, I just think that I don't think that it was justified to unalive him because it was a protest. But the fact that it was at a protest, and he was against ICE, and he was doing things like going to protests and going to rallies and things like that.
What's the relevance? Does that mean that it's going to happen for him to get unalived?
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. How's it gonna happen? What do you mean it's not gonna happen? Like, okay, look at I mean, good Lord, why is it? Kyle Rittenhouse went to a protest with a gun and self-defense had to take people out. Is that guy
was in jail for
how
many years?
Kyle Rittenhouse was
That
never in
kid.
jail. Was Kyle Rittenhouse in jail?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
He was acquitted on all charges.
He
He's
was.
not in jail. He's acquitted on all charges.
Yeah, he was acquitted, but he wasn't in jail.
No, he wasn't in jail. He was being tried for murder, and then he got off because he wasn't convicted of murder. Because you're allowed to carry a gun to a protest and defend yourself.
Right.
So okay, so why? Okay, do you think that Trump is doing a good job at mass deportations?
I do.
Okay, do you think the numbers are high enough? Do you think that he's getting enough people deported? Do you think he's doing it humanely? Okay, better question. How do you think? What do you think is better? I'm gonna give you two options.
I do think that he's doing it humanly.
Okay, how is he doing
I do
humanely?
think.
Because if you do look at the two options of how to deport people, you could either A, raid job sites where, you know, you can actually humanely deport people. This is what Obama did, why Obama got a lot better rates. You could do that, or you can go and drive like thousands of ICE officers into like Minnesota where there's gonna be like mass protests, you know, mass riots.
What people don't understand is that if Kamala and Biden didn't let millions of them in, this wouldn't be happening. Do you understand? They opened the border.
Okay, they opened.
Hello.
What's the Langford bill? What's the Langford bill?
The what?
What's the Langford bill?
I don't know.
So you didn't fucking know. Okay, the Langford bill was proposed under Biden's administration near the end of his term that would have basically fully stopped the border issues. It would have closed the border. It was a relatively conservative bill. It would have made it to where the border, there was 100 new immigration judges.
They opened the border.
Okay, and then they worked to close it. Has Trump closed the border?
Yes, he's
Name
trying to.
Name one piece of legislation that Donald Trump has signed that will actually, in a long-term way, close the border.
I can't give you that. I can't give you that right now.
Because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
What I'm trying to tell you is that when Biden and Kamala were in the House, they opened the border for what? They let millions of people in here for what?
Okay, we can argue about the border. Okay, yeah, we
Why?
can argue that their border policies were bad. I actually agree, but then they tried to fix it, and you know what happened? It got shot down. The Langford bill, which literally would have fixed the border problem in America.
That's why ICE is on top of everything. And
They're
you
on
guys
top of
think
everything.
that ICE is
They're
wrong.
deporting barely anybody. Listen, I'm not anti-ICE. I think ICE is reasonable to have it, but they're deporting barely anybody. So like they're deporting barely any people. They've had it rolled out inefficiently. They've gotten very low deportation numbers. They haven't fixed the border. The border problem has not been fixed. The border would have been fixed under the Langford bill. When they shot down the Langford bill, Donald Trump told people to vote against it. He said the reason why we should vote against it is because after we get a bunch of Republicans into office, we'll create a better bill.
So fast.
I gotta get all the words in to explain to you. I have to teach you what the Langford bill is because you don't even know about the history of the border. I have to teach you. I wish we could drag it out, but it takes a lot of information. I gotta cram in your head. So why is it that if Donald Trump cares so much about the border that he hasn't put forward any bills to actually fix the border? Because here's what's going to happen. In 2028, we're going to be sitting here watching the presidential race, and they're going to say, the Democrats won't close the border, and the Republicans are going to say, we will close the border. That wouldn't have even been a debate if Donald Trump just allowed for them to sign the bill that would have solved the problem, or propose his new one.
I genuinely don't think that we are going to see a Democrat in the House for many, many years.
You don't think we're going to see a Democrat in the presidency at all?
No, I don't think that we're going to see a Democrat in the presidency for many, many years because the Democrats.
High odds. I mean, do you know what Donald Trump's approval rate is right now?
Well, the Democrats have really put themselves in a point where they're just pieces of shit. I mean,
they're all pieces of shit. Who's a bigger piece of shit? What do you think is worse? What do you think is worse? Sleeping with a prostitute while your son is while your wife is pregnant with your son, or whatever you think Kamala and Biden did?
Many men speak.
Many men sleep with prostitutes. Did Joe Biden do that? I'm just curious. If we want to talk about character, right? Whenever I'm talking about policy, I'm mostly focusing on policy. But if we want to talk about character, hold on, let me finish. What is the character? Give me one singular thing that Joe Biden or Kamala Harris did that was equally morally bad to Donald Trump's regular daily life.
They opened the border, but what I'm going to say to you is
that they tried to close it.
Kamala and Biden tried to close the border.
They proposed the Langford bill. And then a bunch of Democrats signed it. This is a fact.
Are you okay?
This is a fact. You can look at the Republicans.
They opened it and then tried to close it. So they opened it and then tried to close it.
Yeah, are we debating about supporting Trump or whether or not Biden was a good president in 2024?
So you're telling me that they opened it. So you're telling me that Biden and Kamala opened it, let millions of people come in here, and then they tried to close it?
I'm saying that they literally put forward a bill that would have closed the border. Yeah, it's a fact. So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Do you not think that's true?
I don't.
We're living in two different universes right now. Wait, okay. Okay, let's break down my statement. You think it's wrong. Name me one thing that I just said that's incorrect.
I think that when you say that they were trying to close the border, I think that's wrong.
Okay, well, look up the Langford bill.
They were never trying to close the border.
I'm gonna let you go. Look up the Langford bill. Come back to me and explain to me how it wouldn't fix the problem. Okay. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Do you disagree with the prompt?
I don't support either really at the time.
Yeah, I'm not a big supporter of either. I just think, like, comparatively, Kamala Harris's administration would have probably been better because Trump has failed a lot. I'm not like a big Kamala fan, but I think she would have been better off. Yeah.
Like prior to bombing Iran, I might have I would have agreed a bit more with Trump, but not right now.
Seems like we agree then. I'm gonna move on to the queue. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Hey, what's up?
Yup.
How are you doing?
Good.
Do you disagree with the prompt?
No.
Okay, well, have a good one. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just chilling.
You say you're 19. Like, were you even able to vote in the 2024 election?
I was not able to vote. I would have voted for Trump, but I kind of regret that now.
Oh,
so.
okay. Oh, so you weren't able to vote. Okay.
No, I wasn't.
So what is your hard on for the Langford bill?
I think it would have fixed the problem at the border. Way better than anything Trump has proposed, which is nothing.
Okay. So what do you think about Remain in Mexico?
Remain in Mexico is on its face. Like, okay, here's the issue. So Remain in Mexico, I think like there's some level.
What do you think about? What do you think about it?
That's what I'm telling you right now.
Not
so
on its face.
I'm mixed on. Okay, let me finish. Okay, I'm mixed on it because at a level, I think that it would have solved a lot of the issues where, you know, obviously a refugee crisis is being caused by a backlog at the border. But there's another issue where if there is a real refugee coming in and then they're forced to remain in their home country, if it is Mexico, then you might be like killing a refugee or unaliving a refugee. Sorry, I gotta stop saying that. You might be unaliving a refugee by having someone, you know, put themselves in danger by staying back in the country that they were just fleeing from for refuge, right? So like that's the big issue. But that's where I think the bigger problem is just actually making the immigration judges quick, so you actually, you know, figure out if you're a refugee sooner than later. If we had more refugee judges,
but if we're having a problem here processing them, so you know, like if you want to come to the United States, you got to remain in Mexico before you can.
What if you're a Mexican refugee?
That's your thing. What's that?
What if you're a refugee from Mexico?
Then you just remain in Mexico.
Yeah, then you can't be a refugee.
Well,
you can't be a refugee. So it's like,
okay.
And also like the whole backlog.
You can't come until it's your time, right? Because we already have a backlog.
Okay, but
so
what's
if there's
the purpose?
A backlog,
what's the purpose of allowing refugees in your country? I'm just curious to make sure we're on the same page.
So if there's a backlog to get them processed, what are they doing during that time?
While they're in the backlog to be processed, what are they doing in America or in Mexico?
Like, what are they doing?
Like, what do you mean by that? I'm confused.
No, if you allow them in the United States, what are they doing?
Well, they'd be in refuge. Like the actual problem here isn't the fact that we're allowing in refugees. The actual problem here is that the refugees aren't getting processed.
Where are they going to live?
In America.
Like you're not. No, like what housing are they going to live in?
Whatever they can pay for. Like the same way that any refugee would have to pay.
Well, how are they going to get a job if they're in limbo?
They can get jobs. What do you mean? They do somehow.
What do you mean somehow?
They apply and they go into work and they get paid and they get, you know, like I have to explain like how to get a job. Like here's the actual issue. Okay, listen, we can argue over whether.
So you're supporting. So wait. So why they're in limbo? They're working under the table, so they're not paying taxes.
They're okay. Actually, they are paying taxes. But the bigger here's the bigger problem. Okay, like Remain in Mexico. Okay. Let me finish here.
You don't have to talk so fast. You don't have to talk so fast.
Okay, cool.
You don't have to talk so fast.
Okay, cool. Can I get ahead of this? I know where this is going. Okay, so I think the actual problem Yeah, if you're talking about like Romania, Mexico, there's reasonability there. There's an argument for that. But the actual bigger problem is the fact that we're not processing these people. So they're in America for years and years and years without even seeing a judge about their asylum case. That's why the Langford bill, I know like, oh, I have a hard on for the Langford bill. It would have helped a lot because the Langford bill would have brought in 100 new immigration judges to see these cases. So we wouldn't have a backlog of people waiting in America for years and years and years that have nowhere to stay. Like that's where they'd be, and they'd be
but
in
how
here
many-
or back in Mexico
but
if they
how
were
many-
refugees.
But how many immigrants was allowing across the border weekly before they shut the border down?
Are we seeing that point? I mean, okay, I guess we can move on. But like, how many people are coming in? Too many. Yeah.
No. How many people did the Langford bill allow?
It
There was a
was
stipulation in the Langford bill.
3,000 encounters, and then they would have shut down the border. But it's not people allowed in. It's before they shut down the border. It's encounters.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have been allowed in. They would have been
3,000
encountered and then put through the refugee
So
system.
3,000 a week, was it?
It's 3,000 a day, I believe, before the border gets shut down. I think, but
3,000 a day?
Encounters.
So
This is encounters.
3,000 a day was okay.
Do you think that I'm saying 3,000 illegal immigrants a day or 3,000 encounters? Do we know the difference between these things?
3,000 people a day.
Okay, you're walking, you're talking past me. We're not talking to each other. What do you think 3,000 a day means? 3,000 what a day?
Encounters.
Okay, and what do you do when you're encountered by the border patrol?
Oh, here we go. But the bottom line was Trump didn't think he didn't want 3,000 people. We don't have 3,000 encounters a day today, do we?
Yeah, because we
How
haven't
many
solved the
encounters
problem.
we
We
have
just closed
today?
the border. We actually
Nope.
we haven't solved the problem though. Okay, what's gonna happen in 4 years if we get like a Democrat elected, or if someone who doesn't do the same executive order gets elected?
Well, now you want to do a hypothetical?
It's
Well, we have to
almost
start
definitely
somewhere.
going to happen. AOC is the second running person. She actually voted no on the Langford bill. So if we got in the Langford bill, it would have solved the border issue. I don't think AOC would be interested in the executive order that Trump passed. So AOC, 20% chance right now.
AOC's a rep out of the Bronx. What does she matter? She's one of
She's
like
currently
465.
almost the highest polling candidate.
She's one of 465. She's nobody.
No, she has a
popular
20% odds to be the
all
president. She has 20% chance to be the president. So like I'm just saying, like, would it have been better to pass the bill that would have solved the problem, or would it be better to just close the border by executive orders that'll go away in 4 years? Like, just yes or no, which one?
Kid, you honestly think that AOC has a snowball's chance in hell to be president?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, then please tell your friends, vote for her, run her, please do it.
Okay,
double
cool.
dip.
Okay, but the question I was just saying, would it be better to pass the bill or to just use an executive order that will close the border like for 4 years?
But we have a better policy now. We're just kicking people.
It's
the
not
fuck
policy.
out.
It's the executive order. It's just an executive
It
order. So
doesn't
there's no policy.
matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It matters because the issue isn't solved. When you elect someone as president and they say I'm going to fix the border, do you sign up
We've
like
unleashed.
Trump? No, Trump is a subscription
like
model.
it.
Trump's border policies is a subscription model. As long as I vote Republican every 4 years, then the border will be fixed. No, it won't be because they won't actually fix the border. Republicans, ordered by Trump, didn't pass the bill that would have actually solved the problem and made America better so that he could run on it over and over again. That's what Vance is going to run on. That's what whoever's next is going to run on. That's the issue. He didn't solve the problem.
What did the Langford bill do to get rid of people that were here illegally?
100 new immigration judges.
Oh, judges. And how do you just like make 100 new immigration judges? How does that happen?
You would approve them and bring them into the immigration court.
Oh, okay. And where would which jurisdictions would they be?
I don't know. It's in the bill. I don't know.
Yeah, I
You
don't
should
know
read the
either.
bill.
I'm not sure either.
But it
I
was in
thought
the
you
bill.
knew. You
No,
knew?
I haven't read every single part of the bill and memorized it.
Oh, okay.
committed to memory.
So it's just 100. So there might be like 2 in every state, like 2 in Wyoming, 2 in Oregon.
I'm pretty sure immigration judges. I don't know how immigration courts work, but more judges means quicker, and that's
Yeah,
what I'm going with.
exactly. I don't know either, but nor do you. But you think like the Langford bill would have solved all of our problems?
Yeah, because it would have added 100
But
new judges.
instead-
I can tell you the important parts that actually tell us whether it would have solved the problem or not, which is that more
okay.
judges mean you process the cases.
But
Our asylum system is broken, and there's no solution offered by Trump. It was offered by Biden, evil Biden.
right. So after Trump won, like let's use like New York for instance. where Venezuelan migrants were being like housed in hotels that were specifically designed for them. The hotels were getting paid. The Venezuelan migrants were getting like $1,000, maybe $1,200 cash. Like that all ended, right?
I believe so, but the bigger problem is the border, right?
Okay. So Kamala didn't really talk about that. So as soon as
the debate
Trump won, Eric Adams ended that policy. The hotels were shut down.
Okay, is the debate whether or not Kamala or Biden were perfect, or is the debate whether or not we should support Trump? If you want to find something good that Trump did, he's done good
get
things.
rid of all the illegals.
Yeah, by fixing the border. It's just infinite. It's an infinite problem. Trump won't solve it. Why? Okay, why do you think Trump is not passing a border bill right now?
He's not doing what?
Why is he not passing a border bill? Why is he not putting
Why are you so hung up on legislation? Is
because that's how you solve problems. That's how you solve problems. Because the border is going to be an issue. Listen, I don't know. Okay.
We're using ICE. It's an executive
order.
Doesn't. Like,
yeah, unless you get a Democrat elected, and then you don't solve the problem. The way you solve the problem is by fixing the asylum system, not just by like deporting people and not fixing the root cause.
So you want more legislation?
Yeah, like a bill. You know, Trump wanted more legislation. Did Trump? Okay, what did Trump? Did Trump say he would pass a border bill or not? Do you know?
No, he never said he would.
He did. I can read you a direct quote. You want a quote?
Oh, sure.
Okay, cool. I'll pull it up. Republicans should stop wasting their time on immigration until after we elect more senators and congresswomen in November. Dems are just playing games. We can pass great legislation after the red wave, in reference to the border bill. He said this. So
but we'll pass legislation.
We do. We do to fix the issue. Yeah, we do.
That's what you're bitching about. You're bitching about ICE going around.
I think deportations are fine. I think deportations are fine as long as you solve the problem. Yeah. Okay. The bigger issue is the problem. Yeah. I think the way he's doing deportations is terrible, but I mean, I think deportations itself is fine.
Who's in charge of deportations right now?
There's a new head of ICE. God, I can't remember his name. Hold on. Do you want me to Google it? It's just the new guy in charge of DHS.
What? Tom Homan's not in charge?
Oh, sorry, Homan. Yes, Homan. Yes.
Okay. And which other president did Tom Homan have the same position?
Don't know.
His name was Barack Obama.
Cool.
Okay. So Trump is literally using the same guy that Obama used to do deportations.
Okay. That's cool, but that doesn't explain why it's the issues that he didn't solve the problem. I've said it before. It's like how many times do I have to go? He's not solving the problem at the border, like the fundamental issue.
He's not solving the problem. Well, why would you, if you were an illegal, why would you come to the United States in 2026? Like what do you think is here for you? I mean, you could potentially get through, but what is waiting for you on the other side? It's called de-incentivizing.
You think deportations are affecting like most illegals?
Well, you're not getting any money. You're not getting any housing. So how do you you're coming over and what do?
You work in the construction industry, the hotels industry, the farming industries, all the industries that Trump has said he would not attack and would not deport.
Jackson, how much money do you have in your bank account? Just give me a rough estimate. Well, just give me a rough.
I think I won't do that actually, but thank you.
Okay. So you want to go to another country. Do you have enough to like get yourself an apartment, get yourself situated?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think somebody coming from Guatemala has the same resources as you do? So they're coming over the border. You come over the border. You're here. Now what? What do?
You get a job in construction, housing, or agriculture. It's what almost all illegals work.
Oh, so you come over the border and you just start working construction the next day? I mean, it takes a couple of weeks to get a paycheck, right? I mean, you have to apply for the job. Like, you have to know where to go.
Where are we going? What's the relevance of this? I'm just curious. I'm not pro illegal immigration, if that's what you're wondering.
Okay, so you're just strolling over the border. You don't have 2 pesos to rub together. So
where does this go? Where does this end up? Like, what's the point?
I'm asking you. Like, you're walking over. You have no money or very little money. So you're going up to New York City. Okay, like what do you do?
I don't
Like,
know.
what's
I'm
your
not
first
illegal.
move?
What's the relevance? How does this affect my policies? Like, I'm
Well,
not in favor
what do you
of
think the
whatever.
illegals? Well, what do you think the illegals do?
Do you think that
They
I'm in
just
favor of
start
illegal
working?
immigration? Do you think that I'm in favor of illegal immigration? Real question.
I have no idea what you're in favor of, but
I'm in
just
favor of
saying,
mass
like,
deportation, so I don't know what the relevance of this is.
cool, awesome. So let's keep it going.
Okay, let's get started by actually deporting the people who are working in the pivotal industries where most illegals work, which would be way easier, way more effective. We get way more people deported.
You mean like why are you talking so fast?
I don't know. That's how I talk. I'm sorry. You want me to talk slower? We
I
should
mean,
deport the
I'm
people
not used
in
to.
the
I'm not used to like
industries.
young people. Like I don't know if that's like a, you know, if that's like a spectrum thing or whatever. But
Could
I mean,
be,
when you start
could
like
be. Could be a
rattling
spectrum
stuff
thing.
off, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Have you been diagnosed with anything or?
That's a really weird question to ask me. Do you want to know like my full medical history or just like some of it?
No, I'm just asking if you ever been diagnosed on the spectrum.
It's a really weird question. No, I don't know why we're asking.
Why?
About that.
Why is it a weird question? I mean, is it? It's not. You know, it's. You know, if you are, I'm not. You know, stigmatizing
No, I
you.
haven't been. I'm just curious as to why we're talking about that. But yeah, sure.
Well, when all of a sudden when you start like speaking really fast, like we're having like a normal conversation now, but
Yeah.
when you get to your talking points, you want to start rattling stuff off.
Well, it's because there's a
Like,
lot of things
that's
to
what-
say, so I have to say it pretty quickly. That's the kind of the thing.
That's how listen, we have all the time in the world. There's 160 people here. Like everybody wants to hear it. Like don't like talking fast doesn't make your point any more relevant.
Okay.
So you're in favor of mass deportations. So Tom Homan is doing a good job.
Not doing a good job now.
Well, what would you like to see ICE doing that they're not doing?
Deporting people from job sites where almost all illegals work. Almost all illegals work in agriculture, housing construction, or the hotel industry. If you deported people from there, it'd be way more humane. We wouldn't be doing like massive raids in Minnesota. There would be far less casualties. It would be a lot better. It just would be better in every way. More people
Well, they're
deported.
doing raids
safer.
all over the place.
They're not raiding the farming,
doing
agriculture, or
raids all
hotels
over the
industry.
country.
They're not raiding pivotal industries that are funded by illegals.
But you already said that Biden let in, you know, and Trump admitted, you know, whether it's 20 to 30 million. Like this is going to be a slow process, and it's not going to happen overnight.
It's not gonna happen
So
at all
we
because Trump is not targeting these industries where they almost all work. So I don't know why we're like all like the problem is should not support Trump because Trump is not doing it to any full extent. Trump isn't giving it a lot of effort. Trump is not doing it like adequately. He's doing it pretty inhumanely, inefficiently. Like almost every way in which he's doing it is just inefficient. It could be better. That's why I'm not like saying you shouldn't deport people. I think some deportations. Well, actually, here's one big issue too. So if you're obviously in favor of mass deportations, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whenever we went into 2024, generally most people agreed with mass deportations. It's one of the main reasons why people voted for Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's like 30% approval rates. So that happened because when you do mass deportations, they're ugly. They look bad. People, get unalived. That's going to happen, right? I agree. But the thing is, what we did was we did it into big cities and we didn't get big numbers. And so the outcome is that, okay, well, we got like barely any numbers of mass deportations. And we've had the consequences of now the left is super anti-mass deportations. Most Americans are anti-mass deportations. And that rhetoric isn't going to change. Do you think the candidate that wins in 2028 is going to be running on the deport all illegals ticket? Or is he going to be the candidate that runs against that? Because I think it's going to be the candidate that runs against that.
I'm not sure what the Democrats are going to be running on.
I think whoever wins is not going to be running on deporting every single illegal. I think it's almost impossible. And
Well,
whoever's
we
running is
knew-
going to be talking about the border because the border problem isn't
Well,
solved.
obviously, if 20 million people came over in 4 years, we weren't going to. Nobody believed that we were going to get rid of every single undocumented, illegal, whatever.
I mean, Trump
nobody
said that,
believed
but you're right. I didn't believe it. But like either way, like the actual problem is that we're not
if
making
you took
a big
him on
effort.
his word, but you didn't vote anyway because you weren't even old enough, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I supported him, but yeah.
Okay, so you when you see ICE going out and doing these missions, if you want to call them, you don't support that?
I think deporting people is generally pretty good. I think the way that they're doing is bad. So like supporting that, no, but supporting them doing things, yes. Like, I would support. My main thought whenever I see ICE going into Minnesota and having like massive conflicts and massive protests that like turn public approval like down like 30 points, my main thought is, wow, if you wanted to actually deport people, you'd think you'd go to the places where you almost always know they work. And I'm not even just saying that. We have polls. We know that they almost all work in these 3 industries. So like, if you wanted to deport people, like, why not do it humanely, right? And quicker and more efficient.
I mean, isn't Trump trying to get like truck drivers, you know, like the illegal truck drivers off the road? Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, we're kind of pivoting though. Like, Trump has done.
You're
things,
only talking about like job sites, like construction. Like, it's not the only job they do.
Yeah, I know it's not, but it's the main 3. So if you wanted to deport a considerable amount of illegal immigrants, you'd target those jobs.
Well, I think you should target truck drivers first because that's the most dangerous.
You could maybe argue that, yeah, but I mean, still, he's not doing that either.
I'm arguing it right now.
Okay, cool.
So
Do you think you should target all of the industries where we know that most of them work? Because, like, what does it look like when you're deporting people out of Minnesota?
So liberal states are giving CDLs to people to undocumented. Like, obviously, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, so, do you think I agree with that?
No, but that's what Trump's doing.
I mean, maybe
they're still trying to fight it, and they still try to whatever. But like, let's get them off the road because it makes us all safer as Americans.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing that Trump did, but he didn't solve the problem he set out to solve, which was illegal immigration, the border, and mass deportations.
Well, when you have states fighting, when you have liberal states fighting the federal government, I mean, they control the driver's licenses, right? That's what states do.
Yeah.
So you think Gavin Newsom's going to say like, well, you know what, Donald, you know, I'm gonna concede to you on this. We're gonna get all the undocumented CDLs off the roads.
You know what would be crazy? Do you know what would be really crazy?
What's that?
If Trump signed a law that made it where you couldn't give CDLs to people without U.S. citizenship.
It's a state, the federal government and the state government and the local governments, they're all different. States issue driver's
okay. How do federal? Yeah, but okay. Listen. I don't know. Okay, right.
So like you don't have. It's not that simple.
Well, no, it is that simple. It is that simple. There's the Delia law, which would have been, if that is put out, it probably won't get put out because they've been incapable of passing legislation. If that was put out, that would have solved the problem. Yeah.
And then it'll get hung up in the courts, blah blah blah, because states' rights versus federal.
No, it wouldn't be. It's pretty simple. If you pass federal law, it generally supersedes states' law, except for a couple of cases.
So why do all the illegals go to California to get their driver's licenses?
I don't know. What is the relevance of this? Like, okay, why is it that do you think that I support this? I don't. So what does that have to do with Trump versus not supporting Trump? We're getting so
let's band together and rail on California for allowing illegal immigrants to get CDL licenses.
Okay, let's do it right now. Okay, message to California, stop doing that. That's bad. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to Trump.
As a matter of fact, if you're undocumented, you shouldn't get a driver's license at all.
Boom. Okay,
because
sweet.
if you went to Sweden to live, they're not going to give you a driver's license.
That's fire. What does that have to do with Trump?
Well, he's trying to stop the illegals from getting CDLs.
Okay, cool. Even if I can see that he's doing that and he's doing well, even if I can see that he's doing that well, what makes that?
Stop giving the test in foreign languages.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
even if I agree with that and say he's doing well, then why would that make me support Trump?
I'm just saying I don't care if you support Trump or not.
That's what we're debating.
It's one thing that he's doing.
Cool. That's sweet.
It's one thing that we're trying to do to get back to a little bit of sanity.
Cool.
But
okay.
I mean, you brought up like Alex Preddy, Alex Preddy's unalived. He's gone. Nobody gives a shit about Alex Preddy anymore.
Why do they not care? I mean, maybe like popularly, or they shouldn't care, or like what?
Well, I mean, after Alex Preddy got unalived, who else got in the face of ICE agents? Nobody.
Wait, so you think it was good? You think it was good that he was unalive because now people learned the lesson that you can't peacefully protest, or what are you arguing?
Well, it's FAFO, right?
What is the
And
FA in the scenario? Wait, hold on. What's the FA in the scenario? Carrying a gun legally to a protest, which you're allowed
Alex
to do?
Preddy is the FA.
He's allowed to do
He
that.
thought
What did he do? What did he do that was wrong? What did he do that deserved to be unalive? What was that? What was that policy?
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I did.
Did you watch the video?
So many more times than you did. Trust me.
So were ICE agents going after Alex Preddy, or were they arresting somebody?
What
in
does that have
Minnesota?
to? What does that have to do with him being unalived?
Okay, so
Now let's cut to the chase. Explain to me the part that
what-
with the FO part you just said, like the FA, FL, like Well, he
Yeah.
fucked around. I found out. Explain to me the fuck around. What made him deserve that? What was that?
Well-
What did he do to bring that upon himself? I'm just curious. This
he
is fucking
injected
sick.
himself. It's what?
It's disgusting. You explain to me why.
What's disgusting?
You're arguing that he should.
they
It's
were-
fine that he died because what law did he
He
break?
injected. Whoa, slow down. He injected himself into a federal. You would call it investigation, an arrest, whatever.
Okay, cool.
He
Does that mean you
injected
should
himself-
die? Does that mean you should be unalived?
Absolutely not. But
Well, you just said he
But-
FA'd, now he FO'd. Like, okay, so it seems like you were pretty big on a minute ago, right? Like, yeah.
well, I mean, he literally put himself in that position. Did it have anything to do with him? The agents weren't going after him, were they?
Am I arguing that Alex Preddy behaved perfectly in every way, or am I arguing that he doesn't deserve to be not alive?
No. The federal agents were doing a job where he felt, as an American citizen, that he should inject himself into that situation.
Okay, cool. If he was here to debate about it, then we would do that, but we can't because he's unalived for something that I don't think he deserved to be unalived for.
Right.
So why
Okay.
is it fine that he's unalived? Why was that good?
Okay. So, sir, step back. No, he was trying to be a hero.
What's the criteria for lethal force from an officer?
They felt if you feel as though your life is in danger.
It's imminence, proportionality, and reasonability. Is the force being utilized proportional, which
cool.
would mean that someone is using a deadly force against you? Is the danger imminent, which would mean that it's immediate, it's going to happen to you?
Well, you don't have to wait.
And would a
No.
reasonable person think that?
Reasonable.
Would a reasonable officer have
that's
thought that?
subjective.
It's pretty much.
It's subjective.
We do this all the time with like mens rea. Like that's how we handle cases. It works fine. From your perspective, what would the reasonable officer's reason to be for unaliving Alex Preddy?
They felt as though he was reaching for his weapon.
Okay,
His
was he?
people.
Was he?
I'm not. Listen, it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what the federal officers thought.
Okay, why would they
at
have
the
thought
time.
that? What was the evidence for them to think that?
They saw pew pew. They saw his hand. I wasn't in that situation.
The pew pew was disarmed already. So the pew pew was disarmed, and then you want to know my take on it? Because I have a nuanced take on it. Listen, in my opinion, the reason that it happened is
yeah.
because one of the other officers yelled pew pew after he'd already been disarmed, and then he
Yeah.
reached around, and someone probably thought he reached. However, that officer that yelled pew pew, it's an example of ICE's terrible training leading to the unaliving of an American citizen. So regardless of like why it happened, you can even argue that it may have not been like first degree like unaliving. But I think regardless, it wasn't okay, it wasn't good, and it was bad, and that was not good. And that's an example of why. Like, what you said he messed around. Now he found out. Like, how did he mess around? What did he find out? He found out that okay, if you carry a pew pew to a protest with untrained officers, they might execute you. And also, it wasn't even ICE. Sorry, it's Border Patrol. I misspoke earlier. What exactly did he find out that was warranted? I'm just curious.
The situation had nothing to do with him.
Okay, cool. Is the punishment for interjecting in someone else's situation to be unalived? Is that the punishment?
No, I'm not saying that. But he injected himself into a situation that he had no business being involved in.
Okay, cool.
So
What's
when
the
you do
relevance of
that? The relevance is that if you're putting law enforcement under undue stress, then bad things can potentially happen.
What was the undue stress? No, what he found out is if you go over in front of Border Patrol officers,
had a
you may get like
pew-pew.
beat up on the ground and then get like get unalive because even though you're already disarmed with your pew pew because they are incapable of handling the situation.
Listen, if you think, nobody's done it since.
Should there have been an investigation?
Listen,
Answer the question. Should there have been an investigation?
I think wasn't there
There
an
wasn't. No,
investigation?
there wasn't. Should there have been?
Okay, all right. Listen, I mean, I saw the video.
Should there have been an investigation?
If they felt as though
Answer
their
my
lives
question,
were
then we can
in
move
danger,
forward. Answer the question, moving forward. Should there have been an investigation?
Investigation by whom?
I mean, the state government.
It was all on video.
Okay, should there have been an investigation?
You don't need an investigation.
Should
You
there?
watch
So
the
should
video.
there have been an investigation?
The video is not an investigation?
Should there have been an investigation? No, it's not. What is that? What kind of question is that?
Well, what else do you need?
Things
You
you'd
have
find in an
actual
investigation.
video. You have video evidence.
Okay, we
You
didn't
watch
pull
the video.
body cam. Okay, should there have been a court that decided whether or not it was justified?
Court. A federal court?
It would have been state, I believe.
Why would it be state? They're federal officers.
Because it was within the state's jurisdiction.
No, it wasn't. They're federal officers. Federal officers usurp state. So you want Tim Walz to like handle that investigation?
Not Tim Walz, but a judge that's duly appointed. Yeah, I think it should have been investigated. Even if it was federal, should it have been federally investigated? If I'm wrong, I'm just like clarify that.
Okay. Well, I'm sure somebody looked at the video and said, you know what? They felt as though, I mean, they didn't just like walk up to the guy and just pew him in the head. They felt like
there were
you know.
more steps in there, but there should have been an investigation to determine if it was correct, right?
you're gonna get the same thing. You're gonna ask the guy and say, listen, I saw a pew. I felt like he was reaching for it. You know, I used my best judgment.
Okay,
You know, that's
should that have been
that's
heard
why
in
you
front of a
don't do
court, or
things.
should that have been like never said publicly?
Jackson, this is why you don't inject yourself into law enforcement proceedings.
Okay,
It's
why?
not a good idea.
Why? Because it would get like unjustifiably taken out, or because they won't investigate you? Is that the rule?
No.
Okay, it's like I
No,
find it
'cause
so
bad
crazy.
things can-
You're so unwilling to answer this question of one.
You already
Why would
said
it have
they're
been
not
justified?
trained. Why would you bring a pew and inject yourself into a law enforcement situation?
Okay, is the
that
debate?
you know they're not properly
is the debate?
trained?
Okay, are you debating Alex Preddy right now
I mean,
over
did
whether he's being
Alex
responsible,
Preddy have,
or are you
like,
debating?
an
Are you
unaliving wish?
Are you debating Alex Preddy on whether or not he's being responsible, or are you debating me on whether or not it was justified to not have an investigation?
I'm saying, like, listen, it's reasonable to believe that his unaliving was justified.
Okay,
It's reasonable.
should it have been
More than reasonable.
looked at by an independent investigation?
What is the difference? I saw the video.
Okay, are you the
They're
investigator?
gonna
What
find the
is this
same
argument? Okay, what's your name? What's your name?
What do you want to do? Like, ask a million people? You want
No,
to ask
what's your name?
witnesses?
What's your name?
What's
What's your name?
My name's Howie.
Okay. From now on, whenever there is a police officer discharge, we're going to go to Howie and we're going to ask him what he thinks it was and whether or not he thinks it was justified, and that will solve the problem. So we've figured out today how to solve all police violence.
Or you go to, like, the people of Minneapolis, and they obviously were pissed off about it.
Okay.
But they didn't do it after that, did they? How many people are getting to fit in the
do the
faces of, like,
ends justify the means? I'm just curious. Like, is it fine as long as people learn their lesson not to protest peacefully? Like,
listen, man, you want to make an omelet, you got to break a couple eggs, and you know what?
okay,
Alex Preddy
this
was
is
in
disgusting. Okay, well, what's the egg that we broke, and why was it okay to break it? Why was it okay to do that? Like, what's the morality behind that decision?
It's how life works, kid. It's how life works.
It's how life works. You get unjustifiably unalived by officers, and then no one investigates it afterwards. Maybe that's how life works under Trump, but under actual presidents, that's not how life works. Do you know why it wasn't investigated?
Why?
They were told not to
Why don't you
investigate it. They didn't hand over the footage and the information.
They didn't hand over the footage. Oh, I saw the footage, but the footage wasn't handed over.
And evidence
was
too.
all over.
Okay, cool.
I could look it up right now.
Do you not think there's like more footage or evidence, for the
I mean, but,
officers,
like,
right?
I mean,
federal law
listen.
enforcement. I guess that federal law enforcement
Listen.
have to wear body cams in Minneapolis.
Right.
I would guess, right?
But I mean, listen. I think it's unfortunate that he's unalived, but
Seems
you
like
know
you
what?
don't. It really seems like you don't to me. That's like my personal take is that you probably don't.
Well, it's not something I would do because, like when you're young, if you have like parents, they tell you, oh, if police officers, for example, are doing their job, like just don't.
Okay,
interject.
if Alex Preddy was here right now, I would probably tell him similar things and say, "Hey, be careful. People are not trained. Maybe don't. Probably not a great idea to bring a weapon to the protest." But what I wouldn't
Yeah, but
say
he
is,
was-
"Hey, you were justifiably unalive when
He
there's
was
not
for the
evidence.
cause,
There's been no
man.
and there's been no evidence."
He was. I mean, The funny thing
Okay.
is when he was unalived, who was actually being arrested? Who's being
What
detained?
does that have to do with anything? Are we arguing
'Cause
whether or not he
nobody
was
cared.
perfect, or are we arguing whether or not he was justifiably
Because-
unalived? What's the argument? Give me-
Because
okay.
he
I'm gonna ask
because
you a
he
question.
unalived for
I'm gonna ask you.
nothing.
I'm gonna ask you a series of yes or no questions.
I mean, that person might even be deported
I'm gonna ask you.
right
Okay,
now.
I'm gonna ask you a series of yes or no questions.
He
and we can end this.
unalived for nothing.
I'm gonna ask you a
If he
series.
wants, if he
I'm
wants
gonna.
to be a
I'm just gonna.
martyr,
Okay, I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
ask you a series of yes or no questions. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Was it justified to unalive Alex Preddy?
I can't say that. I wasn't there.
Okay.
I,
Do you
I
think?
can't get.
Do you think, considering you can't say that because you weren't there, do you think there should have been an investigation when someone is unalived by an officer in a way that is, maybe legal, maybe not legal? Do you think that there should be an investigation? Yes or no?
I think somebody looked at the video and said,
Give me a yes or no question.
was
A yes or no. I want to hear yes or no.
an investigation. If I would,
Yes.
I would have
No.
been okay with a federal investigation.
Do you think
I'm
there
not okay with
should have been an investigation?
a federal investigation. Sure.
Okay, cool. So it was botched. I'm gonna move on down the list, but it was good talking to you, Howie. Take care.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, dude?
How are you doing?
Good?
There's some noise in the background of your microphone, by the way. Just let you know.
Sorry. Oh, it's hot. I'm in Japan right now, and there's no fucking AC in my hotel room.
Okay, I'm gonna go down the list only because the audio quality's bad, so it will kind of bug out the viewers. I'm sorry. Have a good one.
Fuck you.
That's very rude to say. Hey, what's up?
Hello. Okay, so I just have a few questions, like contentions. Like
Go
I was
for it.
hearing the previous debates, so I just have like a couple of notes down.
Sweet.
So like in this example between Kamala and Trump, you would vote for Kamala instead, correct?
If I had a time machine, I would have either voted for Kamala or not voted.
Okay. And I understand because we talked before, for the most part, our morals rely the same, right? So you're pro-life, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So is there a certain particular reason on why you would vote for Kamala instead of Trump, even though she's pro-choice? She doesn't
Because
align with
I
the moral
don't
value?
think that they would do. I don't think either candidate has done anything to change, abortion rights. I don't think either candidate will do anything to change that. So I think that's why. I don't think Trump has implemented any protections. I don't think Kamala would have implemented any increases in what you can do. So I think that's why.
Yeah, but I'm asking the distinctions between the two. Why there has to be some type of reasoning on why Kamala is above Trump.
Oh, it's mainly just that Trump has failed in a lot of objectively measurable ways that I don't think Kamala would have. Do you want to go
Okay,
through
but-
some of them? Or I can give you a list. And you can tell me if you disagree.
I'm just seeing on whether or not, because how I see it is like if you like even in your moral value, she supports like the unalignment of like newborns, right? Human species, kids, even under your moral value, and I don't see her particularly being in your favor with relying on your moral value.
Well,
understand.
I don't vote for. If the question was that Kamala is going to be like God Emperor of the universe who can do anything, I'd say okay, yeah, maybe that is relevant. But unfortunately, Kamala's the president, and presidents can't just pass legislation super easily. The odds of having an abortion ban or an abortion permission passed federally is going to be literally almost 0% for 10 years. So that's where it's I'm not really concerned about that.
So you don't think it's possible at all, even though some states, it's not even banning abortion. I don't think it's banning abortion entirely. Yes, it's going to take years, but banning.
I don't think there's
between,
any
months?
significant chance of any federal abortion legislation for quite a while.
Why would you say that?
I mean, you can read polling. I mean, I'd have to go through electoral data. I'd have to pull it up, but a generally respected fact. That's the main reason why, for example, people were so upset about Roe versus Wade being overturned is because now it's going to be almost impossible to introduce federal legislation because it's so contentious.
You have to explain the reasoning more specific. Why do you not think that any type of legislation banning abortion at any type of months when it passed, or even helping through states pass abortion or anything like that.
Well, helping states pass, maybe, but the president doesn't have that much leverage on that. And also, if he does, Trump hasn't really made that much action towards that. The actual truth is, so if I'm going off well, this is about why I support Trump or don't support Trump, right? So like, I think if we're talking about like, okay, Kamala versus Trump, right? Like, from what I understand, the reason why the abortion ban or permission wouldn't be likely to pass is because you need 60% majority in the House. It's either 60% in the Senate or 60% in the House. It's one of the two. I apologize if I'm misspeaking, but that would not be achieved right now because it's such a contentious issue. So we wouldn't get that majority. So like we wouldn't likely pass a contentious bill like that. So it's not really concerned. Like abortion essentially is not a political issue right now because it's back to the states, which is why I kind of mark it off for my voting.
My bad. What do you mean by it's like up to the states?
Right now, abortion is currently like only really controlled by state jurisdictions.
Like, well, you're trying to say like it's not even possible to even. When I mean not possible, like if it was in favor for America to ban abortion.
No, it's possible. Yeah, it would be possible, but Trump wouldn't pass it anytime soon, and neither would Kamala. So like that's where it's like,
well,
I just don't see it as relevant.
Well, it's relevant because of your moral value. Because the difference between Kamala and Trump is like, Trump doesn't necessarily wants to pass the bill. Like he's not necessarily like a pro-lifer, right? But he's not a pro-choicer, and I think that like the difference between the two.
Well, yeah, but Kamala wouldn't have passed any pro-choice legislation. So, like I'm voting based off what's going to happen, not like the opinions privately of the people.
How do you know that?
The odds are almost zero. Like it's just electorally impossible right now. Like they didn't try and pass it under Biden. It's not going to happen. We can see how many House votes we have that are conservative, Republican versus Democrat. They wouldn't have voted for it.
Yeah, but with moral value, right? Say, for example, we have a presidency that's just in favor of just child murder. Like this is, I'm not saying the two is exactly the same now. But just say, for example, we have a president for child murder, right? Even though you agree that, like, oh, he's not going to make it illegal to murder children, right? You still wouldn't vote for the guy, even though the guy has favors.
I wouldn't say so, no. Because so the reason why I think that Kamala, for example, I think that being pro-life, there are arguments for being pro-choice. I disagree with them heavily, but I don't believe that Kamala is pro-choice because she thinks that like moral consideration begins at conception and then she's just fine with unaliving people anytime past that. Like I think that's unlikely. I think it's far more likely that Kamala just thinks that it's fine and so she does it because she thinks it's fine. And so if she thought it was evil, then she's still doing it.
What's the difference between those?
Because it speaks to intention. So if she can't do it, for example, so if Trump said, okay, I think that we should have, mass unaliving of everyone who's like over the age of 10, right? I'd say that's crazy, right? Now the thing is, yeah, he might not like pass that policy, but that kind of speaks to his character. I don't think being pro-choice directly speaks to your character if you think you're doing it for good reason. I just think it makes you incorrect, but that's like a very like my personal opinion, right?
Okay, we can agree to disagree. What is like certain reasonings on what do you not like about Trump and what do you like about Kamala and why you would vote for Kamala?
I think that it's mostly things I don't like about Trump. I think that Trump failed about affordability. I think Biden performed better on affordability. I think that generally if we're looking towards like Trump's campaign promises, almost all of them were lies. I think that Trump is not a good Christian. He's not really Christian at all. I think that there's so many elements where Trump fails from a conservative perspective. Trump's not conservative about AI. He's like progressive on AI, while the Democrats are actually conservative about AI. Countless examples. The war in Iran is terrible. I think that Trump generally just lied a bunch and then failed to go through and implement things.
Yeah, but like when it definitely comes to like immigration, I was hearing you talk about that a lot. That's what like the main subject. Like some of the things I could say like I see Kamala, she's not a Christian either, right? But like for the main things, like especially when it comes to me when I'm just voting for him because of immigration, right? Like, what is the main things of immigration would you dislike? Because immigration crisis is like one of the main problems.
He didn't close the border. And he didn't actually pass any legislation that would fix the problem. He just put a Band-Aid over it by doing executive orders that didn't really even solve the problem well.
Okay, so you understand like he's in his first year. But I wouldn't suppose him to like fix the border in this first year.
If he wanted to pass a border bill, he'd have to do it before the midterms and it would have had to been put up by now.
And what type of bill would you want him to pass?
Something ideally better than the Langford bill, which is what he promised. So, similar to that, but better ideally.
Langford bill before he promised. I don't understand why you're still stuck up on the Langford bill.
Because it's Trump had an opportunity to. Trump lied directly. He said that he was going to pass a border bill and that we should shoot down the Langford bill because of that. And then, afterwards we shot it down and he didn't pass a border bill. So Trump directly lied to cause the border issue to remain forever. I think that's super bad. I think that
Sure,
that's a reason alone worth not supporting Trump, that he lied about, I'll pass a bill that will solve the problem, got into office, meant that we didn't solve the problem by having that bill shut down, and then never implemented an actual solution. Like, he doesn't care about the border at all. That's like the main reason to vote for him, and he doesn't even care about that issue.
Not necessarily. His intention could easily just be that he just didn't want Joe Biden or Kamala Harris to look good if this bill was passed and did good.
Yeah, that's why.
Right? Doesn't
That's
mean
why. He
doesn't
didn't want them to
care.
look good, so he didn't want them to look good.
Yeah,
And now
but
he's
it
not willing to
doesn't
fix it.
mean he
A
don't.
real candidate would not have shot down the bill to run it as an election issue, made the border problem
you
last
prove to
longer,
me-
and then not fixed it.
Wait, hold on. Can you prove to me, Kamala, can you prove to me any candidate on the left is a real candidate? Like, what do you mean by a real candidate? Like, does that really exist? Like,
What do you mean? Did I say
because
real
you're trying to
candidate?
say that his intention means that he does not care about the immigration, and also he's not a quote unquote real candidate, right? In my personal perspective, I just see the man didn't want to pass the bill, so Joe Biden or Kamala Harris wouldn't look good like any other politician I think would do.
Okay, when Joe Biden wanted to bring in domestic manufacturing and he passed the CHIPS Act, he did it through legislation because he wanted the issue to be solved. So that's how traditionally presidents solve issues, by running it through legislation, by making it permanent, because that's what we vote for. We vote for change, not for like temporary fixes, And so that's an example where, okay, you fix the problem. That's what a good candidate would do, and then now the problem is fixed. The problem is that Trump didn't do that. So that's what I mean, like a real candidate. Like, I can't think of any other candidate who would deliberately not solve a problem so they can run at it again in 2028, which is what obviously he wants JD Vance to do.
Well, you would have to prove to me that the landfill bill would fix the immigration problem.
It would. Why wouldn't it? It wouldn't fix it, but it'd help it greatly. I'm not saying it'd fix
would
everything, but like, it would add more immigration judges, which would mean that the people who are here seeking asylum and are waiting a trial would actually be processed faster.
Do you know how many judges it would add?
100?
Yeah, out of like 700.
Yeah, that would help the problem. Are we arguing that it's perfect? or that it would
Well,
help the problem?
hold on. Helping the problem is different than fixing the problem. Like I was hearing from your other conversation, you kept referring to the landfill bill as like the fix.
Compared to what we have
fix.
now, it was a fix. It was okay, let me clarify. It wouldn't have fully solved every single problem with the U.S. border, but it would have helped us greatly, yes.
Okay, you would have to prove to that extent that it will help us greatly.
Okay, do you know what the Langford bill would do if there were 3,000 people trying to cross over per day? I think it is per day. It may be.
If 3,000 people would try to cross over today, what would the landfill bill do?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I'm aware of some benefits when it comes to courts and the detention centers. I'm also aware of like the money, and I'm also aware of like how many judges. Like, I know there's a few benefits within the landfill bill.
So what it would have done is, if there were 3,000 encounters per day, then it would have been, that would have actually created, the border be closed for an emergency for an entire week. So if it was mass influx and the problem wasn't being solved properly, then that would have been a good Band-Aid for like mass inflow of immigrants.
It will close down the border entirely?
Yes,
Does
we
it
would stop
describe that?
taking asylum claims. Yeah. Again, do you want me to read you the clause? I can try and find it. That's what would have happened. I mean, that's just directly what would have happened. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Can you read it to me? Because I'm not sure.
I was kind
I'm
of
not
joking.
saying
I really don't want to have to read the whole bill. Just, you got to trust me. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'll be fine.
You got to trust me. I'm sorry. But do you have anything else specifically that you support about Trump?
Well, real quick, can you just give me like 30 seconds real quick? Just to like verify that? Because if 3,000 legal immigrants cross over the border illegally, they're going to shut down the border.
I promise. I'm not promise.
Sure.
I'm
we can
almost
go off based
certain.
off
it's
what
true.
you're saying.
Yeah, unless I'm like totally psycho, I think that's true.
Okay. I would say that's nice and all, but I don't know. How would they verify 3,000 illegal immigrants crossed over the border illegally? Like 3,000 encounters?
Yeah, they have the numbers for that. Yeah.
Okay, so how many encounters per day? Like, depending, is it all borders? Obviously, it's not all borders entirely. It's just like the exact border they get the 3,000 encounters at.
I think it's the entire U.S.-Mexico border. There's only a few entry points that are popular.
Okay, do you know how many like illegal immigrants cross over the border a day?
It would depend. During Biden, there were many, many days where that would have met the emergency threshold. Are you there?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find the numbers for how many like illegal immigrants crossed over
Well,
the border.
here,
2 months ago.
I may, if we want to move on to another topic, I mean, because we've touched on the border so much. I mean, I'm fine to talk about more, but I think it'd just be more interesting for
Sure, we
viewers
can
to
talk
talk
about Alex Preddy. Sure.
Oh,
Also
Preddy
strong
again.
Alex-
More Preddy.
strong
Oh,
Preddy.
gosh. Yeah, more Preddy. I actually don't have an unbelievably strong opinion. I just think it should have been investigated. I think it doesn't seem to have been justified, but like, there's ways where it maybe could have been, but I think that we need to investigate that, right? Like it wouldn't have been something that was visible to me or obvious to me. So.
Well, my personal opinion is like it's a yes or no. Like I think one of the ICE individuals is responsible. I don't think this reflects on Trump. At the same time, I think Alex Preddy is just as responsible as the ICE agent for his death.
How?
Yeah, if you have a disagreement, you can explain your argument.
How would he have been just as responsible for his own unaliving?
Well, I don't think it's responsible to interfere when it comes to like ICE agents with their duties, and then interfere with a weapon, and while being resisted and pepper sprayed.
Okay, if I see my girlfriend at a traffic stop and I go and I park my car and I go to like help her out and I say like, hey, don't arrest her, and I'm being like an idiot, am I responsible then if the officer turns around and like point blank unalives her?
Well, I would say the difference is that Alex Preddy didn't even know the girl. Like,
okay, wait, what's the difference though? Like, what? Okay, say I didn't even know the girl and I was just tweaking. Would I have been responsible if the officer just unalived me in response?
What was the ICE agents doing to the female?
I were trying to detain her. I think I can't remember.
So you go in there and try to stop federal officials from.
Yeah, but is the punishment for interfering in like federal officials processing someone? Is the punishment for that?
No, I'm not saying death. I mean unalive is the answer because he uninterfered. That's not the argument.
Well, yeah, I mean you can argue that like his actions were like irresponsible and could have made the odds of a police misfire higher, but regardless, he didn't cause it and he wasn't responsible.
Wait. If you're hiring the odds by such an extent, right, and then you're also escalating things from 1 to 10, right, how in any case would you not have any responsibility?
Because you didn't cause it, so you weren't responsible. Like if we're arguing responsible means like to cause the thing, I guess it would change what you mean by responsible. I guess you were being like it was a bad choice because it maybe increased the odds of police making a mistake. The same way that like if you're reaching for your wallet, like you probably want to reach slowly.
I could define
right?
responsibility.
Like,
I could define it. You could just say you disagree.
Go for it.
I think responsibility means like when you're talking about set action or set conclusion, like something that happens, right? Responsibility is like referring to if you caused it for one, like you said, but also if you engage, if you escalate, or if you like threw any other type of like violence, weapons, or anything like that.
Okay,
right? Like,
through
other,
that
like,
argument, you can argue that
examples
yeah, he has a share of responsibility. But whenever I think of responsibility, I think of like, okay, did you cause it, and was it a justifiable outcome relative to what you put in? So that's what I'm saying.
Well, to say like, okay, say.
So different terms, but I think it
purposely-
wasn't justifiable, and I don't think it was like what he deserved to have happen. But maybe, I mean, yeah, he created the situation that led it to happen. So I mean, in that way, you could say responsible by your definition, but not by mine.
Well, no, I'm just having a disagreement with your definition of responsible by like cause.
Well, we can
Like-
use a different
like, I
term. Then we can
understand-
say if your word means responsible, then we can agree with that word being responsible. I mean, listen, maybe I'm using the word responsible incorrectly, but like regardless, the point is something still stands. Like, do you disagree with the fundamental claim that he didn't cause it and deserve it?
Yeah, but I would say like what attention did the like individual have when causing this action, right? When we look at these ICE agents, really their intention wasn't like ill intent. Matter of fact, they tried to de-escalate the situation by ripping him away. I feel as if like the ICE agent tried to avoid the situation and it was just unavoidable, and then miscommunication happened, therefore came an unalivement, right? So I would say like the ICE agent is responsible, but only for like miscommunication.
Yeah, and the miscommunication led to someone being unalived. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's probably,
Yeah, but there was
like
there
I don't think
wasn't
it.
only
I don't
that.
think it was first degree murder. I don't think it was first degree unaliving.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm not saying you think that.
I think that it would have been probably like either like in like third degree or involuntary manslaughter. I'd have to look through the definitions, but like it would have been an officer making a mistake in communication that leads to a death.
Okay, I would have some fundamental disagreements because, like, when we talk about the factors at play, like, yes, he's the one that pew-pewed, and yes, the miscommunication happened, right? But the miscommunication wasn't the only out of the many factors. Like, majority of the factors that caused this outcome was Alex Preddy. So,
what
like,
did Preddy do that would create an environment where it would have been justifiable to unalive him?
Wait, ask that question. You're asking me like if I had to change the rules or the
What
settings?
did Preddy do that created an environment which would have led it to being justifiable to unalive him?
Environment. I don't think it's like completely justified at all. Like I don't think it's completely justified.
No, I agree. I agree that if I was Preddy's like mom calling him and I had a time machine, I'd say like, hey, don't do that. But like, it's regardless, I don't think he just deserved to be unalived.
Yeah, but like the purpose of the question is like what? Like when we say like I don't know. Like when I was hearing you use Alex Brady, I was hearing you use it like as a reflection of Trump. And when we like see it and we talk about it,
It was
right?
almost
It's just
entirely an aside, but I think it's an example of why like doing stop and frisk mass deportations is bad. So I'm saying that that's very bad. Like, okay, if Alex Preddy, was unfortunately passed, and like you had like you at least succeeded in the operation, like I will assume there will be unfortunately civilian casualties in any deportation effort, but they failed to properly do the deportation effort, which led to the casualties. So if the
wait,
system was done,
how did they fail?
they haven't
Are you
gotten
talking
high
about other
numbers and
than
they're not rating job sites. So rating job sites would be way better.
okay, wait, we already agreed like we don't even know the legality to job sites. And even so,
No,
like
we do know the legality. It's legal.
what is the legality? Like how would you be able to pass a bill? Like what would the bill
It's
so
not
the
even a
bill
bill.
was
He can just do that. That's what just presidents have done with the deportations before. They've raided companies that are working with illegals
like
before.
private owned companies? Like
Yeah, you can do that. If they're
allow-
harboring, criminals who are, illegal immigrants, then yes, they can do that.
you would have to provide the evidence. I feel as if like that's a whole
Here's the best way to put it.
another
ICE has
case.
lost in court, I think 19,000 times now. ICE has been unequipped. ICE has generally
Sure.
been inefficiently deployed, and we haven't even gotten high deportation numbers. So in that way, I think if we actually like put the effort
what is
in.
high deportation? What is high deportation numbers looking like for you?
I mean, like just more numbers. I think, and I can tell you, like, I can't give you the
Like-
exact figure that I'd be happy with, but I can say personally, first off, we didn't get what Trump promised, which was that we deport everybody.
No,
Which
just
that's
name the
obviously,
figure.
Name a
figure
figure.
that
I mean,
you'd be
I
happy
would guess that you'd get a lot. It's more so the way that you're doing it. So like, I don't believe that we're getting the most that we can get. Is the best way to put it. So like, if we did job site raids, then we get a higher number. So like, yeah, I can't tell you exactly how much that number would be, but it would be better and more humane and more.
Sure. Just because something can be better doesn't necessarily mean like
It could
I'm
be
not saying the
it could be
same is-
way better. Okay, like I can say it'd be way better. I think that if we rated job sites, it would be like 2 to 3 times higher. Listen, I can't prove that, but that's just like off feels and vibes. That's my take on it.
Okay, all
I
feels
can try and
vibes.
find figures to back that up. But like if you want to
No,
give a
I
specific
mean,
number,
I can agree that would be better. Like, if I could snap my fingers, obviously, like, I could agree with the
Trump
sentiment.
can
But
though.
when
That's
it-
the thing. Trump
but when
literally
it comes
can.
to like, but when it comes to like Trump's like immigration, right? I feel as if you just have like a lot of points that's just not very supplement because like when I look at his deportation, we're looking at 400 to 600,000 depending on what source of statistic do you want to believe in, right? And also when I'm looking at the SAVE Act and like other supplements of like my morals and his morals, like I'm definitely in favor for the guy, especially if I'm voting.
Well, he's
for
not
him
passing
on
the SAVE
basis
Act though,
of
so
immigration.
he's not going to pass the SAVE Act. That's a failure.
He's not.
No, it's not going to pass.
Why?
Because they haven't put it through. The filibuster's still there. I mean, I don't know the exact reasons, but I can pull up the odds of it passing.
I mean, how would they determine the odds?
Betting markets are almost always accurate for this kind of thing.
Sure.
The
You can
current
pull it up.
odds of the SAVE Act being passed are 14%.
And what was his justification? What was his reason?
His reasoning for not passing it, or what do you mean?
His reasoning on getting that percentage of 14. There has to be a reason. Like, I think the SAFE Act is very important, and that's something Trump is trying to push.
Yeah, whenever I'm looking at Trump, I'm just looking at like the output of like, is he able to get things done that I think are good? I mean, maybe the effort there is higher, but like even if he's like trying really hard, that's cool. But he's not trying hard on the borders. Like I don't know, like it would have to be a point.
What do you?
I'm not voting based off like, okay, is Trump like trying his best? Like maybe he's trying to pass the SAVE Act, but like I don't know if he is. But regardless, the actual issue for me is that he's not passing it, so we're not gonna see the benefits. So yeah.
So real quick, we don't know for a fact if it's not going to happen, right? Because
If
we
it,
don't
if
really
it passes,
know.
I will say that is a good thing that Trump did, and it'll make me. I guess I'll reevaluate my calculus on whether or not that makes him.
Well, we don't even have
candidate.
to. We don't even have to come to a conclusion on whether or not it's going to pass. I'm just bringing up the talking point that he's just in favor of the SAVE Act. I'm making that positive claim.
Well, yeah, but if it's
Right,
not
and
if
on
it's
top
not
of
being
that-
implemented though, if it's not being implemented, it's kind of irrelevant to whether or not we should support him. You good?
Well, I think we should definitely still support him. I mean,
Why?
if it's not being implemented, well, because depending on the reason on why it's not. It's
Okay, if he's
passed.
not gonna get it done, then it doesn't matter. Okay, interesting. Do you think the war in Iran is good?
Do I think I'm not really into like other war politics. Like we already talked about this. Like
So,
I've already
okay.
agreed. Like I
I
disagree.
feel
with
like
Trump's,
okay. What do you think are some really good things? Listen, if we're arguing has Trump never tried to do something good, then you're gonna win that debate. You're right. But I'm arguing that like in net, he's had a lot of downsides, and the upsides are few and far between.
Yeah, well, that's not. Well, That's not what I'm arguing. I'm not arguing that Trump did some.
And he
bad.
lied
Matter of
over
fact,
and
I'm
over again
arguing-
on his campaign promises. He's lied over and over again too. That's part of it.
Okay, well, we could get to each part, but like when it comes to immigration,
Do you wanna do
right?
it?
Yeah, but when it comes to immigration, like he is deporting people, he is hiring more ICE agents. Not only that, he is donating to ICE like $75 billion in his first year.
Okay,
Like,
let's go through Trump campaign promises here. Okay, so on day one, I will
wait,
end.
is it relevant to immigration?
I wanted to move on from that. I feel like I've adequately expressed my claim there.
Not necessarily. I mean, you claim that Trump's takes and conclusion with immigration is less than Kamala's. Like that's a very strong claim to make.
And I've said why over and over again. Let's move forward. You know, we can listen. Maybe if you made a better claim too, the audience will take your side. So you get that win for free.
I mean, I don't care if the audience fixed it. I just want to know your opinion on like.
It's the Langford bill, like not targeting job sites. I think that that's a failure. I think that if we're going to galvanize support against mass deportations, we might as well actually get a sufficient number. If this is the number that we're going to get for mass deportations and not even close the border, then it was a failure in net. We shouldn't have done it. That's the take.
Yeah, but if you cannot, but that's the whole reason why I'm stuck up on this is because your reasoning isn't really concrete because you're talking about the Langford bill that we still can't really even quantify on how good or whether or not quote unquote it will fix America.
Would the Langford bill have helped the border situation?
Sure, but
Okay.
but
Has
to make the
Trump
problem-
put up a proposed bill that would help it in the same way that the Langford bill, which he shot down, claiming that he would put forward new legislation?
Well, right now, I
He
would
lied.
assume
He lied. Do you think he lied? Do you think he lied on that, or do you think he told the
Do
truth?
I think he lied? I'm sure he's a liar like every other politician.
So he did lie. Okay, cool. So he lied about wanting to fix the border with legislation. Okay, cool.
I didn't vote for him. Wait, hold on. The lying, I think the lying point is just irrelevant, right? I'm not voting for him just to tell the.
You think
Not
it's irrelevant? Wait, hold
necessarily.
on. You think it's irrelevant if a candidate says he's going to pass a law and doesn't do that? You think it's irrelevant?
Do I think that's irrelevant in that context? Yes, it's relevant,
I think
but in the
it's pretty
context,
relevant. It's pretty relevant.
not necessarily, right? Like
How?
isn't that-
How is it not relevant?
Because I voted for him specifically to deport illegal immigrants, right? He's not only deporting but massively supporting ICE. And on
Okay.
top of that,
Okay.
I would assume he's in favor of SAVE Act. And I think one of the
Okay.
biggest issues is immigrants like illegal immigrants. Okay, you want to say something?
Has Trump passed the SAVE Act? No. When he does, if he does, which I don't think he will, if he does, then I'll be like, okay, cool, that was a good thing he did, probably. But
Okay, wait, I'm not. My argument isn't based off on whether or not it's going to pass. My argument is just that.
how
he's
is
in
it not
favor
based
of
off
it.
that? Wait. Are you
Well,
arguing?
my
Okay,
argument-
okay.
all
When
has
you're
to-
voting for a candidate, do you vote for a candidate because you think that what they believe is better or what they'll do is better? Like, what do you think?
Wait, repeat the question.
When you're voting for a candidate, do you vote for them because you think that what they believe is better or what they will do is better?
What they will do, absolutely.
Okay, so we're talking about what is passed. So if it's not passed and it's
No,
not going to
not
pass, I'm not
necessar-
interested.
Okay, but hold on. That's fallacious because just a second ago you was talking about his intention, right? That's the whole that's the part of the conversation is his intention.
When was I talking about
Remember when-
intention? Sorry, catch me up. I'm not trying to be bad faith. I just don't know what you're talking about.
In the very beginning, you was talking about his intention that you don't think his intention is to help immigration, and then you also stated that he's lying, assuming his intention is just false. I mean, we're referring to.
I can prove
part
you
of
that
the
he lied. I can
conversation is his
prove to you that he
intention.
lied. I can prove that he lied.
No, that's fine, but you can't prove to me that he does not care about the immigration.
Okay, maybe. Okay, you win. In his heart of hearts, maybe he secretly does care, but he's not showing that in the way that he acts or votes, and he's not fixed the problem. So that's what I care about.
I think he is by deporting 400 to 600,000 illegals and also donating $70 billion to ICE.
Okay, he overinflated their budget and then didn't adequately do deportations by raiding job sites, which would have been way more efficient. So this is where we're in a circle. We're in a circle. Let's move. Let's move topics. Let's move topics.
Yeah, but you can't quantify. You can't quantify the construction. Like if you want to talk about the now and the conclusion, you can't quantify on how many illegal immigrants. Like that's nice. That's how you're feeling. Of course, I would have supported too.
Okay,
but
I'm giving
can't
you
quantify it.
measurable ways where Trump did not act the way that someone who wanted to fix the problem would. Now we can disagree. That's fine, but let's move topics, or I gotta move down the list because it's getting.
Okay,
probably
can I say
boring
one more
much.
thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, can I say one more thing? Yeah.
Final statement. Yeah.
I don't think this topic is about whether or not Trump did his job perfectly, or like even 80 to 70%, right? I think this topic is like whether or not he would have been better for immigration than Kamala.
And I think he would have been better
Right.
because I think Kamala would have been better because Kamala probably would have supported the passing of the Langford bill. So that's why we shouldn't support him.
Okay, well, Okay, well, I mean, I guess I'll just disagree.
All right. Well,
Um,
I hope you have a good one. Love you, buddy.
yeah, thank you.
Hold on, I gotta fix my mouse keeps disconnecting. This is so sad. If you're new to the live, by the way, thank you so much for watching. You should follow me on Instagram at Jackson Heeb and subscribe to my YouTube where I'm also concurrently streaming this. Let me see here. I'll bring you up. It's loading up here. Oh, I am tired. If you can't tell, I'm getting tired. It sucks the life out of me, these debates. I swear, I gotta get amped up more. I gotta get amp me up. Can we amp a white boy up right now? Can a white boy get amped up right now? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We've got to get amped. Immediately, we have to get amped. I don't know if I have it in me, but we have to. Okay, that guy did not load in, so I'm going to put someone else in. What's up, Coleman?
Hello.
Oh, there's someone else. Hold on, I got to kick this guy from the line because it wouldn't load him in. Okay, sweet. It's me and you. What's up, bro?
Hey, I just asked a question in the chat. I was just wondering if you were tracking white replacement theory.
Oh, no.
Are you interested in knowing about it? The gist of it?
I mean, I know the gist, so yeah.
You know the gist of it.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about it?
I think that there are issues with our immigration system. I think that they're not racial. I think the issues is mainly just with like how we're importing different cultures. I think that as long as people come to America and they assimilate and become Americans, then it doesn't really matter what race they are.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you agree that some ethnicities are more likely to assimilate than others?
I wouldn't agree now. I mean, I maybe say like, okay, there maybe are like, here's a better clarification. So maybe
like an Irish and like a Ghanaian.
Okay, like a very good example of an immigrant group that assimilates super well is like Nigerians, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that a Nigerian would necessarily assimilate. Like they wouldn't celebrate like Christmas.
Nigerians are Christian. A lot of Nigerians are Christian. They celebrate Christmas.
Okay, well, as I was, but let's assume, because they're not all Christian.
Wait, what specifically, what part of assimilation, like, do you think, like, okay, maybe, like, you could, I mean, if we're speaking, like, very carefully here, like, on average, there are probably going to be groups that assimilate more or less, but that would be because, like, of the countries that on average make up the ethnicity that maybe don't assimilate very well. But I think, like, okay, but, like, generally, someone being African-American doesn't mean that they can't be an American. It would just more so be like, okay, maybe certain countries in Africa don't do well at immigrating to America. So the problem wouldn't be race. The problem would be, like, culture.
Well, I would say that culture comes from people. People don't come from culture. So the way that these cultures are because of the people that made the culture.
Okay, you don't think that other ethnicities can become Americans?
I mean, American's kind of a loose term nowadays.
Okay, like people who ascribe to American values are American citizens and contribute to the American lifestyle.
They could be like economically positive, yes, but that's about
it. They can't follow American culture if they're not if they're not white.
How would you describe American culture? Why don't we go ahead with that?
I mean, there's a lot of different things that make up culture. Be like food, religion's one of them. Oftentimes, you mentioned like cultural traditions, like holidays that are popular in America, like July the 4th is an American culture part. Language assimilation is part of it. There's dress is part of it, linguistics,
way of talking, structure of conversation.
That would be linguistic assimilation, which is like one of the metrics that we can measure for with like assimilation, like in political theory.
Now, would you say that African Americans have assimilated?
Would I say that they're a perfectly assimilated group? I mean, like, there's probably more room to integrate African Americans into society, but I don't think the problem is the fact that they're from Africa.
Well, what could possibly be the problem that after like coming up on like 400 years, they just have not assimilated?
Coming on 400 years? When did like the civil rights movement happen?
Civil rights? It was like in the 60s.
Yeah, that's when we ended things like redlining was ended around that time. So like if we obviously had, if you have a poor community of people that was once slaves in America and then afterwards, like end slavery and then they're dispersed into American society, and then
I'm
they're
not
dispersed.
interested in the economic argument.
It's super interesting. So if you want to actually address the claim, that's how we address it. Okay, like the problem.
It's
No,
not
no, it
economic.
is. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a claim, and you're gonna explain to me why it doesn't accurately lead to the prescriptors you're talking about. Okay, or the descriptors. Sorry. Okay, so what happens is you have a lot of people get freed from slavery. Then there's a period of segregation. Segregation leads to like a lot of different communities behaving in different ways because they're like left ostracized, right? So then there's redlining, where it's made systematically to where like African Americans buy houses in one area, and white people buy houses in another area. And then what happens down the road is because we're gonna get through it, and then we're gonna explain why it's wrong. So then after you have people living in different areas for a long period of time, then what do you think is the downstream effect? If they're going in impoverished and then they all live in sub-communities, do you think it's likely that they're going to assimilate to more like, colloquially American values if they're all ostracized in their own little sub-communities that are generally poor because they went in not having money because they were just freed slaves under segregation? Why would
I
that
don't
not...
believe that it really makes a difference.
Okay, well, you don't think it makes a difference. Okay, why would it not make a difference? Okay, let's back up that claim. Give me the evidence for why it wouldn't make a difference.
I mean, I don't have evidence per se, but I could tell you why I don't think so.
I wish you would give me evidence for the claim. It's a pretty strong claim, right?
I mean, it's just natural human tribalism.
So you
right?
don't have evidence for the claim that like inherently African Americans can't assimilate to American culture. You just think that like it's just a
They
vibe?
haven't. That is the evidence.
Okay, wait.
This isn't really like the meat and potatoes.
They haven't is the evidence. Wait, wait. Okay, wait. So your argument is that because some groups are doing worse at like maybe being integrated into American culture, that inherently it's a racial thing. Like, how do you even bridge that gap?
What do you
How
mean
argue that?
worse? There's no like you're putting these connotations on it, but it's just like a way of being. Like, you
Okay.
can't go move
Question.
to China and be
Question.
Chinese.
How well assimilated were like Irish immigrants early on into American culture?
I mean, hey, early on they were viewed differently. They
lived in
viewed as
sub-communities, and
white
then what
per se.
happened, right? And then after a long period of time of like not treating them differently, they're now
It took
integrated
like
members of society.
2 generations, dude.
Did it take 2 generations to assimilate them? They've been here for longer than African
I mean,
Americans have
dude,
been freed.
I'm 25% Italian, dude.
Whoa, that's crazy. You would have been considered one of the other races that can't assimilate, like 100 years ago?
Well, they let us in because they thought we could assimilate.
Yeah, and it was mass protested. That's where the largest mass, like, I don't know if I can say the word, like mass unaliving of people for racial reasons ever happened was to Italians.
I didn't even know that, dude.
Yeah, it's true. That's what Columbus Day is for. Columbus Day actually celebrates the largest mass unaliving word in American history. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so now you know about the 1965 Hart-Celler Act,
Yeah, I do.
and you know what the demographics of the country were before that.
Yeah.
So you would agree that the term America is a melting pot. That's only been true since 1965. You would agree?
Yeah, I mean, I know this argument. Yeah, I know this. I'm not in favor of like mass unfettered
Not this
immigration.
argument. And like, okay, we can.
I'm in favor of
not
these facts.
trying-
Here,
I'm trying
okay.
to get how you feel.
I'll express to you my position.
Do you
super clearly.
not care?
Let me tell you my position, then you can stop if we disagree. I think that American culture is very important. I think that people should be able to care about their ethnicities. Yeah, I agree. However, I don't believe that American culture is inherently, like, explicitly just from one single ethnicity. So I think that there are different ethnicities that can become American with American culture. It doesn't mean that, like, okay, I think that like white people should disappear. I think if you're a white guy and you want to have white kids and make more white people, that's good. That's fine, right? I think that increasing affordability would actually help solve that problem in a lot of ways. I think that if people were more religious, it would solve that problem in a lot of ways. But I don't think that the problem with American culture is that other races are coming in. So I think that, for example, like with the Hart-Celler Act, removing quotas for like different countries, I think that some countries probably shouldn't be great immigrants here. Like maybe that's controversial, right? But I think that if you're from a country that is on average full of people who don't believe in like First Amendment, don't believe in like, the religion of Christianity, like in a way that they actively are hostile to it, then obviously, yeah, we have systems around that. And we should have maybe even more systems around that. I'm in favor of less immigration, yeah. But I'm not here to argue that it's entirely racial. I think it's cultural. But I think that also, if you care about your race, then that's fine to care about your race.
I would say that in order to, that it comes from the founding. In order to become American, you have to leave behind what you identified as before and become American, right? But
Yeah, I agree.
That's not happening.
Well, yeah, a lot of the problem is dual citizenship, remittances. I think remittances should be illegal. I think that dual citizenship should also be illegal.
But now, you're okay, I guess, but we fundamentally disagree. I don't think that they will ever be American.
I super disagree, but it's fine. Have a good one.
All right. See you, bro.
All right. Hey, what's up?
Hello, what's up? So yeah, can you give me some good reasons why people should not support Trump?
Yeah, I can do that. It would maybe be easier if you told me why you did support Trump, and we could talk from there. But I can.
Oh no,
I can,
no, no. I just wanna know some good reasons because I'm actually independent. I'm mostly a Republican. I will vote Republican, but I would like to debate you that if you could.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll give you some reasons. Okay, so if we're talking about Trump, generally there's a lot of different reasons. I think the war in Iran has been a big mistake. I think that he didn't solve the border problem by actually implementing a law that would solve the border issues. I think that as far as abortion goes, people are pro-life, pro-choice. It doesn't really impact Trump because he's not advocating for any federal abortion bans, and Kamala wouldn't have been able to pass any federal abortion permittances. So I think it's kind of politically irrelevant. I think when it comes to religion, for example, I'm a Christian. I don't think Trump is a Christian. I don't think Trump represents Christian values. I think Trump has mocked Christianity on many occasions. I think Trump lied a bunch. He's violated so many campaign promises.
He lied about Christianity. He's actually part of Judaism. Actually, fact check me. I've seen him multiple times. He actually went to Israel and he kissed the wall.
He did kiss the wall. That's true. I also think that's bad too. Yeah, a lot of different things. I don't think Christians should be kissing the wall in Israel. I agree. A lot of different problems. He has a large allegiance to Israel. That's another big issue. That's why he.
Well, he has a huge connection, just like the Democrats, to Israel, and there's a lot of connections to a lot of other stuff. Actually, in some circumstances, Trump has lied about everything that he was going to do in office. He actually went back on everything he was going to do. He said no new wars. He said no new forever wars, which was completely incorrect. We're actually in a forever war right now that will not end until probably until we're in our mid-40s.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we agree. So what's the?
I don't know. I don't know how I can debate you because I'm not really a full-on Trump supporter. I was a Trump supporter.
Me too.
Back during his first term only. I did not support the second term at all, really.
Oh, dude, you're more anti-Trump than I am, even, dude. I literally Yeah, you're more anti-Trump than I am. I supported Trump in 2024. I regret it, but I did. So you're even more.
Oh no! I was advocating for Kamala Harris to lose, which I regret that because I was very in a form of can I say the word? That was
don't say any slurs or any bannable words.
Okay. I'm saying the S word. You could probably take a guess. It's towards woman, towards a minority of someone. You're disrespecting their group.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was disrespectful to women, which I completely regret that. Women should always have a chance at becoming the president. I disagree with people being weird towards women. That's not okay. I believe she should have had a chance at becoming president, and she should have been able. She was equally as qualified, actually, as Trump.
Yeah, I think that she probably was. I mean, Trump was the president before him, but she was, maybe even. Yeah,
she was an amazing VP. I actually talked to Dean one time, or I watched some Dean. Not talk to him.
Are you trolling right now? I gotta ask. Are you trolling?
No. So I watched some of their streams a little bit. I watched a little bit about how Kamala Harris made some really good acts.
I think you're trolling. I'm gonna be completely honest.
No. I'm being totally honest with you. Okay. I'm being totally honest with you. I watched some of their streams in the past, probably about a month ago, roughly. They told me about how Kamala implemented the COVID Inflation Act to reduce the inflation that we had. I don't know how true that was. Was that ever proven to be true?
That Biden reduced inflation. Biden's inflation rate was pretty high. I think you mean the Inflation Reduction Act, which was mostly not for inflation reduction. It was mostly for bringing in foreign manufacturing more so in America.
No, that makes total sense. No, I didn't know how true that was or not.
Biden's inflation rate was one of the things that was generally pretty bad about his candidacy, but regardless, Trump's inflation rate's higher. So,
well, it's a lot higher. It actually went up to 4. Didn't go up to 4.7% at one point, and then it's not really dropping.
It's been 4.3 to 4% or 3 to 4.2 since he took office. Generally, yeah. That's where it's been at right now. Yeah.
It's been jumping very incredibly, but right now it's at the highest it's been. Correct.
I don't know to date. I know that it was pretty high. I think it is, at least recently it was the highest it's been, yeah. For Trump.
Well, no, it's not as high as Biden's, but it's still really bad that we're experiencing this, though.
Inflation is not always bad, but I think this level of inflation is bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's destroying our economy. It's destroying the world as a whole.
Maybe so, yeah. Do you have anything you want to debate
And I
about?
disagree with it. I think, do you think, in your opinion, do you think Trump should be impeached for not being a good leader? Just your simple opinion.
I don't think you can impeach someone for not being a good leader. I mean, I think I'd say no, right?
I was going to ask you a simple question.
If Trump did something that was impeachable, I would support him being impeached, but I wouldn't support him being impeached for nothing. No.
Wait. So you know what a W criminal is? I can't say the actual word, but you know what a W criminal is? You can't say the actual word on
a W criminal. What? I don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, can you describe what they do?
It's like you're committing something against a country. You can't say the actual word on here because I think it goes against the.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get your stream TOS because I try to be as safe as possible.
Thank you.
So basically, I believe that he falls in that category because he attacked Iran. He attacked it without a good given reason. He went with a foreign country, Israel, to go attack it, which I disagree with that.
Yeah, I think that was bad. I wouldn't call that impeachable necessarily. A lot of people have done that, so I think whether or not you're being influenced too much.
Did it and Bush did it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but I think I wouldn't call it impeachable. But yeah, I mean, is there anything you want to debate about, or because I get some people in the lines,
Yeah, I don't want to be like rude or anything.
No,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a lot of facts that I've actually educated myself really hard on this topic. I really want to debate people honestly that are very Trump supporters. Like big Trump.
I'm not your guy. I'm sorry. I had to move down the line, but it was good talking to you, man.
No, good talking to you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Take care. Yo, what's up?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I will be honest and transparent because I am willing to be open about this. I am a Republican, conservative, yes, but I will be truthful. I did not vote for Trump in the last election, considering everything he's been held liable for, such with the felonies and then him cheating on his wife and his daughter. I don't support that, but I do want to understand why do you believe that conservatives shouldn't specifically support Trump? Like, I just want to get your thought on that.
Well, a lot of it. I mean, you don't have like the moral behaviors. Like as an individual, I can say like I don't support him because he's like I think he's antithetical to Christianity. I think that in a lot of like objectively measurable ways, Trump has failed. They like go a lot further beyond just like being left wing or right wing. I think that just in a lot of ways that are objective, he's failed. I think he's failed economically. Affordability's taken a big hit. I think he violated a lot of campaign promises. I think the war in Iran's really bad. I don't think he worked hard enough to fix the border. He hasn't signed a bill to actually solve the border problem, so it'll be an issue again in 4 years. I mean, like lots of different points. I think also he's insulted Christianity, which to me is a big deal. I think it's also very risky. Like whenever you elect someone in, like as someone who's a Christian, like a Christian candidate, right? I think it's very, very bad if you elect someone in as a Republican and you say, okay, we are okay with voting for Republicans who are willing to post themselves dressed up as Jesus, right? Like I think that's the kind of thing where we should say, okay, we set a precedent now where the Republican Party doesn't need Christian rhetoric and Christian candidates. I think that's a bad thing to set. That's where there's a lot of things where I think we've failed in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a Christian too, and when I saw that, I was disgusted. And I will admit, my husband, unfortunately, is MAGA. He voted for Trump in the election. I would say you could debate him, but he's currently not home right now. He's working late shifts, but he's made the points on saying that Trump has done more for our country than Biden did and Obama by basically speaking on immigration and his policies and all those different things and stuff. But I agree with you 100%, but I'm kind of leaning towards being a leftist, a liberal, but as of right now, I'm a Republican, and I don't support Trump. I just want to I just hope you don't think that I support Trump just because I'm a Republican, because I don't, I promise.
No, gotcha. I mean, listen, if we're talking about ideology, if we're going just straight on ideology, I'm definitely more Republican than Democrat. If we're just describing what a Republican should be, yeah. But I think that Trump's failed in a lot of ways that aren't left or right. So trust me, you're in a safe space, okay? I'm going to move down the line.
Yeah.
Let's go talking to you.
Yeah, it was good talking to you
right.
too.
Love you, bye-bye. All right, sweet. If you disagree with the prompt, request up and we can debate. I'm open to debates, so yep. How's everyone doing right now? It's getting later. I'm probably going to run it until 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Or I think it's Pacific Daylight Time now, I don't know. But either way, that would be one more hour, so probably run it till then, or until if the live stops getting people in it, and I'll end it there, obviously. But in the meantime, since it seems like we have some people who will request up, if you disagree with the prompt, we can debate about it. I'm more than happy to debate. It's funny because I'm kind of in a weird camp where I'm not very I just woke up. I'm kind of in a weird camp where it's like, yeah, I am conservative, but I think just generally Trump has failed in ways that are like universally acceptable. That's like my big issue. So, am I further right than Trump? I mean, in some ways I'm further right. In some ways I'm further left. That's kind of, where it's a tricky question to answer. Like on economics, I'm probably further left. On like, immigration, and I'm probably further right. But I also think that like Trump's like a lot of people call Trump like far right, like it's very common. I think I always, this is very corny maybe, but I always say like he's just far wrong, because I think it's very obvious that like, okay, like regardless of whether you're like right wing or left wing, if you're gonna deport people, it's probably a bad way to do it the way that we're currently doing it. So that's kind of like where I would say, but yeah, that's a lot of my stuff. But no, yeah. Oh, we got a request. Yippee. What's up, man?
Hey, what's good, man?
How are you doing?
I don't necessarily disagree with the prompt, but I think me and you might disagree with Trump for different reasons. Is that maybe a debate you're open to?
Sure. Yeah, we can talk. I mean, if we get more people in the line, I may move on. But like right now, there's no one else in the line. So yeah, totally.
We'll keep approaching, but for what reasons do you disagree with him?
A lot of different reasons. I think that Trump has generally failed with mass deportations. I think Trump's generally failed when it comes to the border in like long, sustainable ways. I think that in a lot of like objective like metrics, like economic success, he's failed. I think that for Trump, he's generally a-religious. He's violated a lot of like Christian norms, and in my opinion, he painted himself as Jesus on the internet. I think it's bad. I think that Trump has failed in like quite a lot of ways, but I think that in a lot of ways, like I'm maybe more right wing than Trump on like deportations. I think there should be more. I think you just should do it differently. That's where I'd say. So like, there's like a lot of different ways where I'm pro or anti-Trump, but yeah, a lot of different reasons.
Okay,
What's
I
your
could
reasons?
agree with you on immigration. I'm very disappointed with Trump on immigration too. Even in terms of legal immigration, we remember back to 2016, he promised a reform. He promised he'd get rid of like the diversity visa, H-1Bs, these things. He never did that. He's promising more legal immigrants. He's not. I can agree with you. He's not getting all of that done.
Yeah, and I believe in reducing
H-1Bs
H-1Bs too. So like, we generally agree. Yeah.
I agree with it as well. And so we probably 100% agree on immigration. I saw the thing that you said about the Iran war. I agree. It's not in our interest. Whether we win the war or we lose the war, winning or losing is not in our interest.
Agreed.
Where I might disagree with you is that fundamentally his economics policy has just been the interest of capital. And that is not something that the right wing does well. And Trump was kind of a hope in 2016 because he was talking about, well, I'm a nationalist. The hope was that the interests of the American people would be put above the interests of the lobbyists of capital, which we can say, and we should say openly on the right, that capitalism can do things wrong. That doesn't mean that we're socialists.
Oh, dude, we totally agree. Yeah, we're basically identical.
No, we just totally agree.
Yeah, no.
Nothing to debate then. Have a good night.
Love you, man. Take care. All right, sweet. Bro, my clone pulled up for the debate. Gosh, we're so lined up right now. We're so synced. Me and the J-Heeb army right now just connected. We're clicking heavy right now. Oh, gosh, I'm so tired. But no, yeah. Let's keep it rolling. Request up if you disagree with the prompt. We can debate. And if you have any questions while we're waiting, you can put it in the chat. I'll reply to some of them. I get them a little bit slower on my phone, but yeah. No leftist pulling the Dean Withers strat. I don't know what that means. What about the sleeper cells that Democrats left in? I don't really know how Democrats would have been able to get rid of sleeper cells necessarily. I think if they had a way that wasn't done, then that would be bad, right? But yeah, no. Yeah, just, request up if you disagree with the prompt, by the way. As a conservative, which politician are you backing and why? That's hard to say. I mean, I think if we're looking towards 2028, ideally I'd like for like a new candidate that we haven't heard from to come out, on the conservative side that's actually conservative and cares about American interest. I think that's likely not to happen. So if we're looking at who we have, I don't trust JD Vance. I don't trust Marco Rubio. They've been in the establishment for way too long. I think that like John Ossoff is the best of a group of people that I'm not unbelievably thrilled about, probably where I'd say. So it's where I would probably vote left wing, but I still could vote right wing if we get a good right wing candidate. But yeah. How can one be a black supremacist? It seems like you definitely would be able to do that, right? But hold on. Over 1 billion H-1Bs per year or per H. Yeah, I think that the H-1Bs have been way too readily implemented. JD Vance has been there for too long. I agree. JD Vance has been here. I mean, JD Vance is scary because of the Palantir connections, and like he's just been so propped up for a very, like in my opinion, deliberate reason. I don't trust him on a lot of different levels because of all that stuff. But yeah. I want some new candidates too. I'm tired of looking for someone who is the least bad. I agree. I wish we could get a real good candidate, you know? But unfortunately, we live in HE double hockey sticks, and so this is the reality of our life right now. But yeah, the answer is no, you can't. You don't believe you can be a black supremacist? I think you definitely could be. If you want to debate that, come up here. that's a funny side conversation. I mean, I think you definitely could be. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. Trump ending the military exercises in South Korea is the best thing he's done this term. I don't know anything about that, so maybe so. Trump is on 0 ballots. Why are you talking about Trump? I'm talking about like actively supporting the MAGA establishment currently. Trump is the most engaging way to put that in. I think that that's the best way to outline it. If someone came in wanting to debate JD Vance, then I would debate that also. But yeah, hold on one second. I'm going off camera. I'm still here though. I'm still reading. So I have to fix something. Hold on. Trump is your boogeyman. Trump is not my boogeyman, bro. I supported him in 2024. I don't know who you think I am. I supported Trump like a year ago. Okay, I'm a new gen. I just think he sucks. Trump is your boogeyman again. Whoa, bro. What do you mean? Why are you against legal immigration? I'm not against legal immigration as a whole. I just think that we need less of it right now. I think specifically the H-1B program is really broken. Like, I'm not inherently against all legal immigration. I just think right now the system's pretty messed up. Most base things Trump did was partially nationalize Intel. I heard someone say it. I want to keep it a $1.50. I don't know enough about that, so that's where I'm like, okay. Praise God for President Trump. I definitely would praise. I don't know if that was God, but all right. Someone's up to debate. Yo, what's up, buddy?
What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Sweet. What do you want to debate about?
Gun rights.
Oh, are you pro or anti?
Pro.
Me too.
Okay.
I own like multiple guns. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not your guy. I'm sorry.
Well,
I wish you well on your journey, though. I hope you have a good one.
okay.
Bye-bye. Love you. Oh, hold on. Let me move someone up here. Yo, what's up?
Hey, Jackson.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. What do you want to debate me about?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to kick you, I think. Sorry.
Why? Don't kick me, don't.
Okay. Bro, what is happening? Okay, back to reading chat, I guess. Oh, someone else requested up. Yo. What's up, man?
Hello. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So, wait, let me read the prompt. I have a question on how to be a better conservative.
Go for it.
Well, I guess that is kind of the question because, well, can I ask, did you vote for Trump?
I was not old enough to vote, but I would have.
You would have?
Yeah.
And now you're saying we should not anymore?
Yes, I changed my mind after seeing how he acted and learning more.
Can you please enlighten me on that? Because I did vote for Trump, and I see all these things online, but I never really looked into it myself. But obviously, I've been watching you live for about an hour, and you seem very informed on it.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. I guess I can give you my reasons. Like, a lot of the reasons why I don't support Trump. I don't think Trump is a real conservative, like, Christian. That's a lot. That's a gist of it, right? I think there's a lot of ways where Trump doesn't really represent conservative interests. And so I kind of see it like you can split political issues into, like, two different camps, right? So some political issues that are, like, okay, like left or right, and some that are just like, kind of right or wrong. Like, I'd say, like, economic devastation is just wrong, right? I think Trump has been bad for affordability, which is, like, super important. He ran on that partially, right, I have a lot of metrics for that if you want me to go through those. I have like a bunch of like campaign promises about affordability that he didn't back up. I think generally Trump's a liar. I think he lied about a lot of his campaign promises. The reasons why I supported him, he didn't do those things. So that's like a good example. When I supported Trump, I thought that he was going to fix the border problem with like signing a bill, right? Didn't happen.
Same.
And funnily enough, I debated Destiny about this like same topic while I was more of a Trump supporter. Me and him debated live. And he asked me about like the Langford bill, and I said like, oh, it was there was going to be a better bill now under Trump, and he said, if Trump doesn't pass it, will you call it a failure? And I was like, yep. And like now I'm here, right? And so there's a lot of stuff like that where it's like, Trump didn't do what I wanted him to do, right? But yeah, that's where like he's not very conservative on AI. I'm not like unbelievably strong positioned on that, but like either way, it would be more conservative to support like a slow roll of AI with things like they have like fire breaks and like a data center moratoriums temporarily in like left-wing cities, while Trump himself is pushing to get rid of all of that. And that's definitionally conservative. Like slow change is the definition of conservative. I think that the war in Iran was super bad. I think that generally Trump's economy's been bad, Trump's foreign policy's been bad, and most of Trump's domestic policy's been bad. That's basically the way to put it in. And I think as a guy too, it's not like he has the redeeming factor of just being a really stand-up guy either.
Sure. Yeah, no. And that's kind of like my stance on it too. He said, and I mean, you can say this about a good amount of politicians, right? They always say that they're going to do something, and then they get into office, and then it's, either they don't do it or it's half fulfilled, right? So I've been just trying.
Exactly. Yeah. Trump's a very special case too of like really not fulfilling it, but it does happen with a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to kind of get your stance on why you do not support him anymore, and that kind of helps me understand it more, basically.
Totally. Sweet. Thanks so much for coming on, man. Hope you have a good one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You have a great night,
Love
man.
you. Bye-bye.
God bless.
God bless. All right. Yo, what's up?
Hey, baby.
Okay, well, God. Dude. Brother, what's going on? Please. Can we get it together on the live? Who are these people? Actual Dean clone. Dude, I disagree with Dean on like most things. We just happen to agree that Trump sucks. I'm sorry if I look like a worse version of Dean Withers. I look like Dean with less of a jawline, but it's fine. Yo, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
So, how can someone become a black supremacist?
I would guess it would be being African American. I think that black people, or I guess just being African. Sorry, I always use African American because it's like more like PC, I guess. But yeah, being black and then thinking that black people are better than other races would be how you be a black supremacist.
So that's like basically just having an ideology, just no socioeconomic power whatsoever, because black Americans don't have that socioeconomic power.
I don't think you have to have socioeconomic power to be a supremacist.
So, like, what would be an example of, like, the superiority that you're referring to, then? In regards to black,
if they thought that they were, like, better, like, to be better intrinsically, that would make you a black supremacist. Like, I'm not arguing that black people are black supremacists, but they could be, right, obviously.
That's interesting, because you made a post in regards to the Anthony situation.
Yeah, that guy is a black supremacist. Yeah, that guy is a black supremacist. Yeah, that guy is. To support the murder of a or the unaliving, to support the murder of a to support the unaliving of a white kid just because Carmelo Anthony was African American essentially is to be a black supremacist.
Yeah, that didn't happen in that clip that you posted though.
Do you want me to watch the video back? It's been a while since I made it. You want me to watch it back? Hold on.
Yeah, he wrote. You didn't post the whole clip.
Yeah, okay, I'm curious. Okay, so for what reason would you say that Carmelo Anthony was justified in unaliving Austin Metcalf?
He wasn't justified.
He wasn't justified. Okay, so then why would you believe that then?
I don't.
Okay, why would you guess someone would be quick to believe that if you had to guess?
Because they would be talking about self-defense and not the fact that.
Okay, there's no argument for that even
it was
remotely.
an intentional. It was,
there's no argument even
there are
remotely.
people-
I think
this-
it's
this-
racial. I think it's racial.
regardless,
Absolutely, I think it's racial.
So, but you haven't proved that.
Okay, let's see if I can prove it. Hold on.
So, regardless of you thinking that there's no argument for it, there's arguments being made in regards to that, and that's not even what she posted in your video. So.
Yeah, I think firmly that the fact that immediately, simple black theories are created. I think the fact that he immediately raced to defend the unaliving of a white person because it was a highly politicized racial violence attack, and then made phony, stupid arguments about like self-defense. I think that is being a black supremacist. Yeah.
No, in the video that you posted, the clip that you clip chipped. Basically,
I clip checked. I watched every single video, and it's all what he said. It's basically like,
no. You just clipped one.
I made
video
like
that he
2
was talking
videos
about,
out
and I
of
saw
2
that
also.
video.
Yeah,
it was the most recent one, and
it wasn't the most recent
he was
one,
talking about how there was a difference between a white person who did the same thing in a similar situation and got manslaughter instead of schmurder.
Yeah, there's okay.
That's it.
There's no difference in the fact that it was justifiable. He said it was justifiable. That's what he said.
Not in that video.
There's videos of him saying it's legally justifiable.
And you also said like. And you also said that if it was a black officer that took out that lady that was in the car in Minnesota, that it would be, that it would basically be like everyone would be jumping and cheering. And I was just like,
by
wow,
that logic,
like,
yeah, because Renee Good was way more justified than Austin Metcalf. Yeah, so I think it would have been different. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you want to debate Trump, we can debate Trump. But if you don't want to debate Trump, then we can.
Yeah.
I think I've expressed why you're
you
wrong.
You can go ahead and kick me.
All right. Bye bye. Love you. Hey, what's up?
Yo, so what do you think about Charlie Kirk? Because I see your political stance, and I just want to know what you think about him.
I think Charlie Kirk was unalived, and it was very bad, and it's the reason why I got into politics.
Oh, really? So do you think that he was you think that you agreed with his political stance or not?
Not everything he said, but I think he was generally at his heart a good guy who tried to do good, and I think he shouldn't be unalived.
And so, do you think that Charlie Kirk was spreading hateful propaganda against minorities or not?
Maybe there are a couple of clips that look bad, but Charlie Kirk wasn't a race realist, so Charlie Kirk didn't believe. He fought readily against the idea that race intrinsically makes a person. Where do you think he's been spreading like rhetoric about like a racist rhetoric?
You're asking me where he's spreading a racist rhetoric? Like,
yeah, like racist misinformation. Like, what's the best example?
Oh, well, I can't give you one example off the top of my head, but it's just a question I was asked. Okay, so do you think that Trump is a white superiority complex or not?
I don't necessarily think so, because he's in favor of legal immigration, which generally people who are like white supremacists wouldn't be. I think he's bad. I don't know if it's because he's racist. I think he's just bad. Okay, I got left. All right, well, cool. Yo, what's up?
Hey, Jackson.
Oh my god, every time. Dude. Bro. Brother. What are we doing? Get it together. What's happening? There is no longer a Democrat Party. I don't know what that means, but maybe. It will be ripped apart. What does that mean? You're gonna rip it apart, or do you mean like they will rip it apart? Like, I mean, if there's definitely a lot of infighting on the left. I agree. We should just push back against the socialist wave on the left. Yeah. What do you mean every time? I mean, it's happened over and over again. Yeah, the Jackson, they love you. Yeah, they do love me. It's done. What do you mean? You should come up and tell me what's done. So, am I conservative? Yes, I am conservative. I'm conservative. I just don't like Donald J. Trump. Or like the current Republican establishment, basically. But Trump's an easier way to say that. I'm like, dude, can you tell I'm experiencing back pain right now? This chair is not very comfortable. Yo, what's up? Hello? I can't hear. Sir?
Go.
Okay, cool. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Jackson.
Oh my god, every time! Dude! Okay, give me a second to recuperate. Sorry, I have to lock in. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
I don't know. What's up with you?
I agree.
Sweet. Have a good one. Love you.
What?
Oh my god, dude! I'm in hell! I'm in hell! Release me, dude. What is happening? Can we keep the romance in my DMs and out of the live right now? Okay. It's literally every other guest. I don't know. Okay, listen. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, I'm not. Yeah, we are Charlie Kirk. Real. Okay, request. Let's go. I swear to God. You better not do it.
Hey, baby.
Oh my god! Every time! Oh my god! Dude, I'm literally shaking. Why am I cursed? If you disagree with the prompt, please request up and we can debate about the prompt. Just talk to him or her. I'm not interested in the conversation. I'm not interested in the conversation. Don't make me get in a bathtub and request. Brother. No bathtubs. No seduction. At this point, try debating them. That could be the move, honestly. Just say like, hey, I know you're in love with me, but do you support Trump? Okay. Let Marxists up there to debate. I do not want to debate Marxists, bro. I'm like so not in the mood for that. I mean, maybe sometime, but like, listen, okay. What's up?
Hey,
dude,
baby.
what the fuck? Oh. Request up if you want to debate. Hey, what's up?
Hey, man.
Do you disagree with the prompt? Hello? Hello? Do you disagree with the prompt? Okay, what's happening, bro? Please, we need just give me an alpha debater, okay? Give me a master debater up here immediately. We'll debate. I didn't even kick that guy by the way. He just left. Okay, listen, I would have let him go. Okay, he vanished. Well, if you're actually like moaning, that's breaking TOS. So don't do that stuff. No good. It's bad boy behavior. All right, we got a request. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Do you disagree with the prompt?
What?
Do you disagree with the prompt?
Yeah.
Sweet. Why do you support Trump?
What's preservative?
What?
What's preservative?
You mean what's conservative?
Yeah.
Are you trolling right now?
No.
Are you eating?
What's that?
Are you eating food right now?
Yes.
Can you not eat food?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Because he makes gas cheaper.
Okay, have a good one, bro. Hey, what's up?
Yo,
Yo.
I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I'm
But,
kind of in that camp, but yeah.
Yeah. Is there a reason I should be a Democrat?
I mean, like, why you shouldn't support like the Republican establishment in 2028? Is that what you're asking, or?
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't really know much about any of it.
There's a lot of reasons why I don't support Trump. I mean, I think he's economically failed. I think he's failed in most of the ways that he promised he would not fail. He basically broke like almost all of his campaign promises in like really kind of crazy ways. I think he generally is a con man, a liar, unfortunately. And I think that he has not made America a better place. It's the sum of it all.
My fault. I'm playing some Overwatch. I'm like half there.
All right, sweet. I may move on just so we can get some people who are like fully there. But who's your main in Overwatch?
Widow.
Widow? Dude, you are a terrible teammate, but I hope your team has a good day.
Bro, what?
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
What's up, bro?
So like, I just wanted to ask, what kind of political party would you consider yourself as?
It's a really hard question. I call myself a right-wing Democrat. It's kind of inflammatory, but like, I mean, more accurately, I'm just like conservative, but I don't really have like a political home. I mean, like my ideal candidate would probably run as a Republican, but I don't think my ideal candidate's going to run anytime soon. So for now, I'm probably going to vote Democrat depending on what election it is. If it's local, I think you should vote conservative, but if it's like federal, I think it makes sense to vote Democrat.
Okay, then my next question would be for you is I support Trump strictly because of what I like his ideals about abortion and about immigrants.
What do you think Trump's opinion on abortion is?
He doesn't support it.
Okay, Trump supports abortion up to 16 weeks.
Yeah, but that's further than we've got before in our.
Oh, but the thing is that he's not changing the policy on abortion in the U.S. It doesn't really matter. Like if Trump was like magic, maybe he'd make abortion laws better in my mind. But Trump himself is not advocating for any abortion bans, and he hasn't put one forward. And we won't get an abortion ban or an abortion permittance in the next like 10 years. So it's not like really a political issue. It's just kind of like a, whatever, like a personal issue. But it's not gonna be politicized. Like there's no outcome that's gonna happen on like the federal level for it.
I got you. What about the immigrant side of things?
Like illegal immigration or legal immigration?
Like I support legal immigration, but not illegal immigration.
I think that no one really supports illegal immigration, but I think that like you're right, the Democrats have been too weak on the border in the past, but fortunately near the end of Biden's term, they proposed a bill that would have solved most of the issues at the border, not all of it, but most of it. And kudos to the guy who corrected me on that earlier. And then yes, it would have solved a lot of the problems. Trump didn't pass that bill. He had it shot down by his people because he said that they would pass a better bill later on. That bill never came. So I don't think Trump actually cares about solving the U.S. immigration problem. He only just put a patchwork on it of like closing the border by executive orders and hasn't actually implemented any long-term fixes.
I would disagree with that when we look at things like ICE specifically targeting immigration and getting illegal immigrants out of the country.
Well, yeah, but don't you think it's better to like actually fix the border issue? Like mass deportations are like a good thing, right? But like they're not being done very well in my opinion, and like also like we're not getting very many deportations. Like we're gonna deport like what? Like I mean probably if we got like 5 million, that'd be like a really high number. I mean allegedly like 15 to like Trump says 30 million came in under Biden, so like I don't think we're gonna deport very many people, and we're not actually solving the problem, which the Democrat Party was willing to solve the problem in like 2023. So that's the big issue.
Our border's not closed?
It's closed by executive order, but not in a long-term way. So like executive orders, like Trump basically has it like a subscription model, right? So for 4 years until Trump gets out, yeah, it's kind of closed, but the problem isn't solved. So like that's the thing. So like it's just gonna be another issue in 2028 because he doesn't care about solving the problem.
Yeah, but would that be Trump's fault or the other people in power's fault.
It would be Trump's fault because he's not pushing for the legislation.
I would disagree with that. I would.
How would it not be his
say
fault? He can
is.
absolutely push for a bill to get brought out and implemented. Like he totally could do
I feel-
that. That's
feel like
typically
he
what we
is,
look.
though.
He's not. That's typically what we look towards presidents as like being responsible for, like helping bring unity legislation forward like that. So that would be his responsibility.
Okay. How is he not like?
He just hasn't. Just like straight up, boom, mic drop. Hasn't done it.
But he still closed our borders, no?
By executive order, but not like in an actual real way that will last. And Biden wanted to do it in an actual real way that would last. That's the thing. So it's like, he's not better for the border in that way. He's maybe better for illegal immigration, how we handle that, like slightly better. But even then, like the deportations aren't enough. So we're getting like, what happens with Trump is you get Trump in office, he closes the border for 4 years, and then he does mass deportations, and they're super messy, and we don't even get that many people out. So now we still have a bunch of illegal immigrants. We didn't get them out. We had it done pretty ineffectively, and now like people hate the idea of mass deportations, and we didn't get it done. And the border is still like effectively going to be open in 2028 if a Democrat wins. So that's an area where Trump just totally failed. As a Republican, or former Republican, I guess conservative, whatever you want to call me, I think it's pretty insane to not actually fix the problem that you ran on and said you would fix. And that was the number one issue in the election was the border. So he didn't even do that.
I see where you're coming from. I would just disagree on that because Biden never really stood up while he was in presidency. You can say like, yeah, he was gonna pass this bill.
Yeah,
but
he
it
did.
never
No,
passed.
he literally went through. And do you know why it didn't pass? No, you can totally say
Why?
that. Because Trump requested for Republicans to not vote for it so that he could pass a better bill. I have the direct quote. You want the direct quote?
Sure.
Okay, here, I'll read it to you. He said, let me get my laptop. We're getting real here. Getting studious. Trump said, when we shot down the bipartisan bill, okay, so here, when this is what was said about the bipartisan border bill in 2024. Republicans should stop wasting their time on immigration until after we elect more senators and congressmen in November. Dems are just playing games. We can pass great legislation after the red wave. The red wave being all of the elected Republicans. We passed the red wave, and now it's here, and we never got the issues. So yeah, we never got to see the problem solved.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he
I
lied.
just
So
feel
he,
like
so he lied there. Do you think he lied?
partially, but I
So
also
yes,
feel like
you don't partially lie. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I don't do it. I could have done it. That's a lie.
I feel like he also wasn't able to carry out his full plan. Like he had every intention of doing.
He straight up could literally right now. He could. Well, I guess the midterms are happening, so like maybe not as well. But like he literally could have carried out his plan like a week ago.
Yeah, it's just not as simple as that.
It's pretty simple. Biden was able to do it. Is Biden that much better?
No, I think he's worse.
Then
But
if Biden can do it and Biden's worse, then shoot, man, Daddy T should be able to pop up and get that done.
I mean, I guess you're right at the end of the day, but I feel like it's not as simple as how that comes down to.
Yeah, maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but either way, he didn't work to solve the problem, and Biden did. That's the issue. But either way, is there anything else?
But I would disagree with that because the problem is solved, even though it is short term.
It's not solved. Solutions look like actual like fixes, where like a problem's fixed, like it won't be an issue anymore. That's what a solution looks like to me, and that's not something that Trump ever did.
I got you.
But either way, it's good talking to you. Love you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hello, I am a conservative and I do support Donald Trump.
Cool. Why?
So the main policies I do support is keeping the gay stuff out of our schools. I do believe Christ belongs in our classrooms, and
Do you think
I'm a
Trump
big
has
fan of
done
his. I believe he has.
He's not.
Well, he was in the what's it called? The project. What's it called? The Big
2025?
Beautiful Bill. What? No, the Big Beautiful Bill. He was talking about how he's going to implement Christ into schools and get a lot of the homosexual stuff out of our classrooms.
Did he do that?
I believe he's in the process of it, sir.
I don't believe so. So I can look it up if you want me to fact check you, but I'm pretty sure that's not happened.
Go ahead, sir.
I don't know what to search even. Did
And
Trump get quote
I'm
gay
not-
stuff out of school? Did Trump?
Well, not quote, but that's just something he has talked about before.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe he's talking
And
about it. Has he done
another
it, though?
thing
Like, I
I-
can't remember
oh,
like
sorry.
if he's done it, right? Like I would even say it's not that important. Like I mean, probably yeah. I'm conservative. I think probably like you shouldn't have like rhetoric about like homosexuality shoved down your throat. But I also don't know if that's like the biggest issue on the books. Like, you know, it's kind of. But let's see here if he's done that. We'll check. We're asking Grok right now. We're gonna let Grok answer it. Trump has not. No.
He has not.
No.
Are you sure Grok made me some fake
He
news app,
pushed
right?
states to drop a gender ideology, but he didn't do that. Like, there's no law about it. So state curriculum is decided on the state level or local level.
Well, that's very disappointing. I thought he had done that. A main thing I support him on too is his abortion laws.
Which
or his
ones?
stance on abortion.
What's his stance on abortion?
I do believe abortion is wrong.
Cool. Trump doesn't.
believe that
Trump does not
it's
believe that.
still
So
a
Trump does not
child.
believe that. I believe it's wrong too, but Trump
He doesn't.
So.
I'm
he
pretty
doesn't.
sure he does.
Trump supports 16-week abortions. So yeah.
I do believe Donald John Trump is the best president since Richard Nixon. I do believe that.
Okay. Are we trolling right now?
What's a troll?
Okay. I love you. I love you, buddy. Have a good night. What's up, man?
What's up?
Oh, sorry. What's up, lady? How are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Are you a guy? How old are you? Okay. Hello?
Hey, Jax.
Oh my god, dude.
I like you.
Okay. Yo, what's up?
Hello. Hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
Do you support Trump?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Why?
I think that he is a good president and that he helps build our country up.
How so?
I mean, I think by foreign policy, maybe economic policy, maybe.
Are you trolling right now?
Am I what?
Are you trolling right now?
Trolling?
Yeah, are you trolling right now?
No.
Okay, keep going.
So I think that the job that he places us, the job that he does, builds our country.
I could tell that's not your voice. I can hear it breaking. What are we doing, bro? Okay, have a good one.
I am not a troll. I'm not a troll.
Okay. Give me a second.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I'm just confused on what your definition of a conservative is.
I think conservatives generally, there's kind of two definitions you can say. Like, conservative, you can say like, okay, people with like conservative values, which I think generally there's kind of two axes you're looking at. You're looking at either like the classical definition of conservatism, which is that like, okay, governments are like really complex. We need changes to happen slowly. There's two things that we've done a long time, and we need to be very careful when we just change them overnight like that. I think that's a main definition of conservative. And another definition would be like kind of being more traditionalist and valuing like traditional American values.
Okay, so I agree with your second definition. So do you think that like supporting your family and putting your family first is a conservative value?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that's where we agree. So Trump actually makes it easier for you to support your family by making jobs easier to get, making food easier to obtain.
Unemployment's up.
I know that's not true. I know that's not true about like the eggs and stuff like that because of the war right now. I don't really.
But unemployment is
even
up though, so I don't know how he like gets you like more like I don't know how he helps you like support your family, right?
I'm not sure actually. I just made that up. I'm being so real with you, but like.
Okay.
I'm just confused because I'm either trying to be liberal or Republican. I'm just confused on which side I should be on.
You should be a far right Democrat. Hell yeah.
What is that? What the freak does that mean?
It's just be like right wing and don't be supporting Trump because Trump is bad in ways that are not left or right. He's just bad in ways that are like objective.
So do you think that his like things that he's gonna try to do with the country are good, but he's just a bad person?
No, I think most of his policies are bad. I don't really care about the person. Like I support him on 2024.
Do you think that ICE is bad?
Having ICE is not bad. I think the way that he's handled it has been kind of bad.
That's true, because I don't feel like they should be like killing citizens, but I feel like
Unaliving,
they
but
should
yeah,
still
I
be
agree.
able to. Yeah, my bad.
It's
I
alright.
still feel like they should be able to deport people, but I don't feel like people should be having protests about them just doing their job.
Yeah, I think you can protest whatever you want to protest, but I agree they shouldn't be unaliving American citizens. Yeah. Is there any? What do we disagree on?
I mean, I was just trying to see which side I should lean more on.
I think you should lean, ideologically. I'm right wing, so I'd say right wing. But like I'd say like in terms of like voting, I think we probably shouldn't be supporting MAGA because MAGA's failed.
Yeah, I see people say that it's a cult and like it's not helpful, but yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right, sweet, love you, bye. Oh, hold on. Yo, what's up?
Hello.
Okay, okay.
Hey, how are you, Dean?
Okay.
Wait,
I'm not Dean, bro. Okay, before we move into the next guest, literally, bro, people are calling me like a Dean knockoff. This is just how I look as a human being. And this is just what I believe as a human being. Dean Withers does TikTok lives and doesn't like Trump. I'm also a young guy who does TikTok lives and doesn't like Trump. But I think I disagree with Dean on literally everything. I've made videos about how I disagree with Dean, like on like Instagram, bro. This is insane. What's up?
What's good, puss puss?
What's good?
Come on, man.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Do you want to debate me or are we just gonna hang out? I don't know.
I don't know. Sorry. Bye. Have a nice night.
Bye, I love you. Yo, what's up? Hello?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
Okay, whoa. Okay, nope. Don't do that. Okay. Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up, bro?
I feel like I've seen your profile picture before.
No, it's not who you think I am. But yeah, I'm trying to debate you.
Okay, about what?
I stand with Trump.
I can tell this is not your voice, bro.
No, I actually stand with Trump. Jackson, trust me, man. I stand with Trump.
Is this like a friend from college? Is this like...
Sorry, what was that?
Are you like someone I knew from college? You sound familiar.
No. I'm just a Trump supporter.
Okay, well, this is not your real voice. So I'm gonna assume you're trolling.
Well,
So
let's
I'm gonna move
debate.
on down the
Let's
list.
debate.
I'm gonna move down the list. Unless you talk like your real voice, we're gonna move down the list.
Wait, what?
Use your real voice, or I'm gonna just skip you. Okay.
Nah, it's my real voice. It's my real voice.
Okay. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Jackson.
Okay. Hey, what's up?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm so relieved to hear
I'm
a human, a
good.
real human.
Yeah. Bro. There's too many trolls, bro.
I know.
I'm just
True.
watching and I just see
True.
people come up on- It's all lives, too. It's even Dean's.
I know. It's
But
everywhere.
yeah,
It's everywhere.
Yeah, I would say it's a weird case. Like I did vote Trump. I would say like I wonder because you're conservative as well, and I think that's actually really interesting. But yeah, I would say that I voted for Trump over Kamala because Kamala was worse than Trump. It doesn't mean I 100% agree with Trump, but I did. Vote
I definitely thought that at the time. I don't think that now. Do you think that currently?
I would say I'm not super well educated when it comes down to reading about everything with Trump. I can't lie and say I am like 100% knowledgeable of everything, but I would say that with the options we could have been given, I wouldn't say I regret voting for Trump because we don't know what Kamala could have done with that and it being worse. So it's like I can't say like 100% that I regret Trump. Do I agree with Trump 100%? No.
I can say that Kamala probably would have been a continuation of Biden, which would have been better than Trump. That's where I say what I'm saying. I think that Biden had some issues. I think that a lot of them were getting rectified near the end. I'm not like radically like pro Biden, like he was just the GOAT, but I think he was like better than Trump is right now.
Okay. Yeah, like I would say like I haven't like invested a ton of time into looking into just policies that he's been writing down, and I actually agree that like could have Kamala have been better? Sure. I think at the time I can't say that I regret it or not because I just don't know a lot on everything he's
Gotcha.
done.
I may move down the line just to have some more debates, but it's good talking to you.
Yeah, no, you're good.
All right, love you. Bye bye.
All right, you too.
What's up?
Again, big boy?
Okay,
You
okay,
accepted me
okay.
again?
I can't see on my screen who's requesting, so I keep accepting the same people. Okay. Yo, what's up? Hello? Hello? He's gone. Okay. Yo, what's up?
What's up, man?
Not much. How are you? Okay. I'm gonna skip. Just off the name, I'm gonna skip that guy. Yo, what's up? Okay, I heard the water. I heard the water. Quick draw. Quick draw, I heard the water. You're done. You're done. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's good, bro?
Not much. What's good with you?
Doing pretty good.
Sweet. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
I can hear your voice breaking. I can hear you breaking.
Breaking. Well,
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
Do you remember this voice?
Oh my goodness, it's you again. Dude. Hayden says he's the original Dean with his bathtub guy. That's awesome. What's up? Okay. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
How
I
old are
have a
you?
question.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. Go ahead.
I have a question. Is it okay if I ask it?
Hopefully. I mean, depending on what it is, yeah.
Okay. Like, what beliefs would you have that would, like, make you, like, a right-wing, like, Democrat?
Like, what would make me a Democrat or what would make me right wing?
Like, I guess both. I don't know.
Democrat, I think that Trump is doing bad. That's why I say right wing Democrat. I think
Yeah.
right wing, I'm generally conservative. I think that, like, I think the traditions are important. I think that, like, a lot of historical American values are important. I think that, like, immigration, yeah, it's not terrible always, but I think that immigration needs to happen, like, very deliberately, like, targeting for, like, assimilation, right? But I think, like, inherently there's a lot of things, like, with, I'm thinking more values. I'm anti-abortion, but, like, that obviously doesn't really make its way into, like, current day politics because, like, you're not really seeing abortion be, like, a politically relevant issue right now. It's not, like, going to be acted on either way. I'm a Christian. I mean, I believe in generally, like, Christian morality. Yeah, lots of things like that, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, that's kind of where I stand. Thank you.
Okay, sweet. Bye, I love you.
Thank you.
Yo, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
I have a question.
What's your question?
Are you a Democrat?
I guess technically, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good one. That guy's calling in from a horror movie right now. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. So, what are we debating?
Do you not know? Do you not know?
No, what? No, yeah.
Do you
what?
support Trump?
Kind of, not really.
Okay, I heard water. Why are you doing this?
No, I'm not in the bath. Not in the bath.
Okay. Does my live end? Hold on. Oh, it's still going. Okay, cool. Oh, all the guest requests vanished. There's a purge. Okay. Yo, what's up? I'm in hell right now. Right now, I'm in hell. Hey, what's up? Oh, okay. Hey, what's up?
Did you think you can get rid of me
Okay.
that easily?
Okay. Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Okay, are we gonna... You want to talk normal voice? Okay. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Yo, how are you?
Yo, I don't even live in the U.S. I live in Canada, but can you tell me why you support Trump? I'm curious, or don't support Trump. I'm curious.
I don't support Trump because of, dude, I gotta like I need to get like a soundboard that just says my little spiel over and over again. Lots of reasons. I think he's mostly failed in most ways. It's kind of my joke.
Explain.
I think he's failed economically, pretty much. I think his foreign policy decision to go to war in Iran's bad. I don't think he actually put forward policy to close the border, which would have been really good. All that stuff, you know.
Okay, what was your main concern regarding the Iran war?
I mean, I have a lot of concerns about it. I think like it was under a false pretense. I don't think we've made significant gains on it at all. Trump deliberately like lied about why we were going in. On top of that, I don't know where the winning is happening. We're trying to find an off ramp right now, and the off ramps we're talking about seem like they were worse than when we went in. It proved that Iran had power over us inherently. I think if you're going into a war as a country, you should probably win. I don't think we are going to win, and if we do win, it'll take a lot that I don't think is worth giving up. I don't really see a compelling reason why we had to go to this war, and I think that the fact that we did was a mistake.
Is the war not over already?
No.
Really? I'm just here to learn.
Oh, sweet.
That's all I wanted to know.
All right. See you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up?
Nigger.
Okay, stop doing that.
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. How about you?
Just chilling here.
All right. So I have a question. Do you think Kamala would be a better president than Trump?
Probably, yeah.
And why is that?
I think Trump has done really, really bad, and Kamala likely would have been an extension of Joe Biden. I think that Biden did better. And specifically, things I really don't like about Kamala was kind of rectified near the end of Biden's term.
Yeah. Can you name an accomplishment by Kamala?
I mean, they restrained Israel in the war in Gaza. That was pretty good. Like trying to hold them back there. Trump's basically given Israel like unfettered control over the region. I think that inherently, just not starting a bunch of conflicts was pretty good, right? I think, lots of different reasons, right?
Well, okay, so I feel like
not starting a war in Iran's pretty good too, right? That's a pretty good one. Not cooking the economy.
But would you rather let them just create nukes? And do you know about their religion or not?
Do you think Iran was going to create nukes?
I mean, they were planning. Yeah, I mean, they were making bombs and.
Wrong. Why were they creating bombs?
It was underground spaces.
Okay, were they? Do you know what type of uranium you need to create a nuclear bomb?
No.
You need 93% enriched uranium. Do you know what they had?
How much?
60%. And do you know what the evidence was that they were going to refine to 93%? There was no evidence. So they weren't going to create a nuke.
Okay. I might agree with that, but what about? All right, I got no.
All right, sweet. Let's keep it rolling. Keep going.
I'll be honest. I'm 18, and I'm not too into politics, but I am pointed towards Trump a little bit more.
Okay, sweet.
Um,
Listen, all love. I'm 19 and I'm obsessed with politics, and I'm kind of pointed away from Trump. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. Speaking on his last term, I feel like obviously tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure most of the world at least was peace. Maybe besides Ukraine and Russia.
I think
But
that Trump caused a lot of bad things in his first term that led to lack of peace.
And what was that?
So do you know what the Abraham Accords were?
No.
So it was kind of like a sort of like gosh, what's the word for like kind of like I forget the actual technical term, but it's like a deal making. I think a summit would be the term for it, where they were trying to reach like sort of like a new equilibrium in the Middle East, right? Okay, and so during this time period for the okay, I'm trying to think about the best way to explain this. Okay, so he didn't do anything to address the Palestinians in Israel during the Abraham Accords, and this led to whenever the Palestinians aren't addressed, then there's generally another intifada, which is like a revolution in Aramaic, I believe, or in Arabic, sorry. And so that I think downstream led to October 7th, which led to the war in Gaza. Oh, that guy just left. Oh no. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
I'll be back, Jackson.
Can't get rid of me.
Okay. Okay. Hey, what's up?
Hello?
Hey.
Hi, I support Trump.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, cool. Why do you support Trump?
So, basically,
Niggas in my butt. Niggas in
Taking a couple second intermission. Hold on. Okay. Ugh. Dude. Hey, what's up?
Not much, man. It's a decent sight to see a young conservative steering away from Trump.
Sweet. Happy you like the site.
Yeah, only thing I gotta say is, brother, stay on that right path, brother. Keep doing.
You're cutting out a little bit, but I think
you, man. Educate your generation, brother.
Thank you, man. Take care. I love you.
Educate your generation.
Love you. Bye bye. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hey. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Hey there.
Hey.
I'm kind of conflicted because I've supported Trump for many years, and I'm kind of fault. It's kind of getting faulty. I don't know if I want to support him anymore because of all of his love for Israel.
Okay.
Like,
can you move your hands around real quick? Can you move your arms around?
I can't right now.
Why can't you?
They're in my butt right now.
Dude. Oh! Oh. Hey, what's up?
Yo.
I hear an echo.
What echo?
Are you in the back?
What's that?
Can you move your arms around?
What'd you say?
Dude. Hey, what's up?
Hello,
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Cool. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just out here getting trolled, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate.
It's all right. It's part of the job. What do you want to debate about?
Yeah.
What do you want to debate about?
Well, I'm personally MAGA. Like, I agree with like what Trump's doing, so I thought we could just debate about that.
Sounds like we have a debate, yeah. What do you agree with? What are some things you agree with? We can go through the list.
I personally like just with what he's doing right now.
Yeah, that sort of thing, yeah.
I personally agree with his abortion, or not his abortion, but I do agree with that. I'm very pro-life.
What do you think
But
is
I
Trump's
also-
abortion stance?
He's pro-life. You know, he's banning abortions, which I think is good.
Trump
I think
supports abortion up to 16 weeks.
up to 16 weeks.
Yes.
Really?
Yep, I know it's crazy. I was
Can
shocked when I found out too. You should look it up.
Okay, maybe I will. But I agree with his immigration laws. Like, I think ICE has been doing really good and like, you know, really just, you know.
I think that like ICE itself is a good idea, but I think they're doing pretty badly, right? Like, I mean, do you think that the deportation numbers we're seeing are very good?
I'd say so, yeah.
I don't think we're seeing very good deportation numbers at all. I think that we're seeing pretty low numbers. He's refused to target job sites, which is where we could actually get like high deportation numbers, and generally we're just not seeing a high like output of deportations at all. And on top of it, you know, it's galvanized the left against the idea of ever doing deportations because he's done it very messily. I mean, like, if you were going to do deportations, do you think it would be better to like go into cities that have a large illegal population and then target specific illegals, or B, go to companies that hire illegal immigrants and then raid the job sites? You get way more people, it'd be way safer, way less, you know, casualties. I think that's a way better way to do it, and Trump doesn't really do that.
Yeah, I just think that like I don't know, I just think that like ICE is working really hard just to like get people out, you know, and it's like you see that every day. It's just like ICE is they're just really working hard, and I really support.
Well, I mean, they may be. I mean, I don't hate everyone who works for ICE, right? Like, maybe they're working hard, but like the numbers aren't good. They're not getting good value. So like, you know, and on top of it, Donald Trump doesn't really care about the border. Like, I mean, the border hasn't been closed by any legislation. It's been closed by executive order, which means that when Trump gets out of office, the border is just wide open again. And he could have not done that, you know, because Biden was even going to pass a bill that would have closed the border, and then Trump had his people shoot it down, and he offered no replacement. So I think that's a big issue to me. I don't think Trump really cares about illegal immigration. I think he wants it to be an issue for the Republican Party forever.
Okay.
Why do you disagree?
It's not that I necessarily disagree. It's just that like I don't know, like I just think that they're doing well
Thanks for the
enough.
roses. Sorry, I'm still listening.
Oh, okay. I think that they're still deporting enough people to like still justify their existence, and
I think that ICE should still exist. I just think they're not doing very good. So like if you're talking about like Trump, I think Trump's doing bad because he hasn't made ICE do good. I think ICE needs a complete overhaul. We need to change the way that they're operating.
How?
I mean, first off, Trump hasn't closed the border. That's an issue on his end. And then on top of it, ICE is not raiding job sites. He's refusing to deport people from the industries where. Thanks so much for the gifts. He's refusing to deport people from industries where like most illegals work. So it'd be way easier, way safer. I mean, all kinds of stuff like that. It's just way better in every way. And also, like, they're not even like doing investigations for people who have been like unalived by ICE. Like, so many where it's failed. ICE has I think it's they lost in court 19,000 times in individual cases. Like, they're definitely not operating above the law, right? Like, they're operating pretty like effectively, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I also really agree with like the fact that he's a good Christian man, and I know that's just like
you think Trump's a good Christian man?
my personal beliefs.
You think Trump is a good Christian man? I think that honestly, like, I think Kamala in her daily life lives more Christian values than Trump does. Trump had gosh, I don't know what words I can use. He was with a woman who does work while his wife was pregnant with Barron. And
I
Trump
just like,
posted,
do we have like
he
facts
posted,
for that? Is
yes,
that fact check?
yes. It was in court, yeah.
But like, like people make mistakes, and you repent for them, and like that's just like a sin,
That's
and
cool.
I think
Trump has a direct quote. He said, "I don't ask God for forgiveness." It's a direct quote.
Oh.
Trump also tweeted a photo of himself as Jesus.
Well,
He said, "I am the chosen one."
Because I think he is.
You think he's the chosen one?
Yeah.
Are you trolling?
No.
Are you sure? I hear you
I'm so
laughing.
sorry.
It's okay.
I hate Trump. I
It's
hate Trump
okay.
so much.
Have a good one. Have a good one. All right, love
You
you.
too.
Bye bye. Sweet. Okay. Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man? Can you move your arms around?
What do you mean?
Like, move your arms up and down.
Why?
Just so I know you're not in the bath.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. Sorry, do you want to debate? The audio just sounded weird. Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Why do you support Trump? Thanks so much for the roses, Madeline. Sorry, keep going.
I support his stance on abortion, the border,
What do you think Trump's stance on abortion is?
leaving it up to the states.
Okay, cool. That's good to support. But I mean, that was already done before he got in office, right? And he didn't really do that directly.
No, he started that because he overturned Roe v. Wade.
Well, I mean, his
Which
justices
started that.
did, yeah. But like, I'm saying, like in general, I think that like, yeah, that was maybe like a good thing. Overturning Roe v. Wade was, in my opinion, a good thing. But like,
Yeah,
did
so
he actually?
You do agree that Trump did that? Yeah.
I mean, you
So
could argue he did that, but he appointed
we can
justices
get
that did
past
that.
we can get
Yeah.
past the part where you lie and say he didn't do that. 'cause
Well, he
did do
didn't.
that.
That's a fact. He didn't do that. But like, I mean, yeah, he
He did do that.
contributed to that being. No. How did he do that?
Because he overturned Roe v. Wade.
Okay, wait. Do you think that Trump was in the courtroom?
Which
Do you think Trump was in the
left it
courtroom?
up to the states. That's the whole reason
Question. Do you
why
think?
it is
Question.
up to the
Question.
states.
Question. I'm just gonna talk over you. Do you think that Trump was in a courtroom, and he held up Roe versus Wade, and he said it will not be a thing, and he ripped it open, or do you think that he put justices in who eventually overturned it?
He put his own justices in to overturn it. Yes, that's the only way we could overturn it.
Okay, cool, sweet. So you get what I'm saying? Okay, but why does that mean that because before he was even elected, Trump got Roe v. Wade overturned, that I should support his current administration? And also,
Because,
Roe
I
versus
mean-
Wade hasn't even contributed to lower abortions. There's been more abortions since Roe v. Wade.
Okay, I'm not talking about the rate of abortion. I like his stance on abortion.
That's
that
fair.
It's up to the states.
Well, currently that's the stance on abortion of
And I
Kamala
don't-
and of everybody because
I don't agree with
they,
it.
They,
If
it has to be
Kamala
their
was in-
stance, yeah.
If Kamala's in there, they would allow it up to 20 to 30 weeks.
How would she have
up
done that?
until birth?
How would she have done that?
It was all during the debate before
Okay,
they got.
but how would she have done that? That's the question. Thanks so much for the roses. Thank you so much.
She
How would
already
have done that?
talked about doing that.
Okay,
where
she
it would be
talked about
up until
she talked about supporting
up until
it.
like very late.
Okay,
weeks
we're talking
of
past me. I'm
abortion.
gonna ask you a question. I want you to answer it. How would she have done that? How would Kamala have made 30-week abortions?
She's the president. What are you talking about?
Okay. Okay. Do you know how presidents get stuff done?
Yes,
How do they do it?
they sign executive orders.
Okay. Do you think that if Kamala got into the office of the presidency and she signed an executive order saying that we should allow 30-week abortions, do you think that would work? Is that a thing you can do?
Yes, because she could appoint her.
I want to call you a word that I can't call you on TikTok, but no, she can't. That's not how that works. You have to sign laws. You have to make laws, and laws have to go through. Okay, so there's 3 branches of government.
Yeah, but
okay?
she can
so laws.
appoint
So,
her.
so do you know what the branches of government are?
Oh
Do you know
my
the 3
God,
branches of government?
dude.
Dude, this is a fact. Okay, you're wrong. Okay, do you know what the 3 branches of government are? There's legislative, executive, and then there's Congress. Sorry. So if you're talking about No, judicial. Oh no, I messed it up. No. Okay, so the legislative branch with Congress would have had to pass a law. They would have to go through the House and go through the Senate and get a 60% majority.
I know that, dude. Oh
Okay,
my
so
God,
how would she have done that?
fucking
Do you
talk.
think she would have done that? Do you think she would have done that?
If you let me fucking talk.
Okay, I'll let you talk. Explain to me,
would.
how would she have done that?
She would appoint her people. If people are voting for Kamala, they're gonna be voting for Democrat people.
Okay, do you think that Kamala appoints people? Do you think does the president appoint people to the House or the Senate?
No, obviously not.
Okay, so who would she have appointed that would have caused?
Dude,
So
obviously-
okay. I want you
She
to. I want to go
even
real
said-
slow. Explain to me
She
how.
even said in the debate that she would do that. So
Okay,
why,
she
why
wouldn't have
would
done
she
that.
not-
I don't care what she said. It's impossible. So how would she have done that? Let's go through how.
She said that she would
Okay,
do it.
Trump says a lot of things. Politicians say a lot of things. If she said that, she was lying. How would
So
she have
you
done that?
admit? So you admit she lied then?
If she said she would do that, then yes, she lied. How would she have done
He
that?
said that in the debate.
Okay, how would she have done that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she would.
Okay, so then why do we care?
Because she would, dude, she would allow it up to the 30th.
How?
week, is what I'm saying.
How? Yes, how would she have done that?
I'm saying she would not, but she's saying that she would.
Okay, she said that. Cool. I guess I don't agree with saying that if she did say that. But like, how would she have done that? Dude, your brain is melting. Your brain is melting right now. Your brain, I can hear it dissolving. I can hear the crackle of your brain melting. Do you know what you're talking about? How would she have done that? That's the problem. That's why you don't support her. How would she have done that?
When I hear that in a debate, bro, like,
Okay.
obviously Trump is like, when you think of the Republican Party, you're obviously gonna think of less abortion. They're gonna think of more laws against abortion. Why not vote for the Republican person?
Because
Why would I
neither of
vote for
them are going to pass any laws that impact abortion at all.
All right. Well, if it's just common sense, if you're against
It's
abortion, you
not
vote.
common sense. It's common sense if you think the president has a magic wand that can pass anything. The actual way you should vote is by
I
voting
wasn't
on
even
what's going
getting
to
on the
happen.
abortion thing, dude. Like you started this.
Okay, well, it's because it's a really bad point, so I wanted to talk about it. Okay, why else should we support Trump?
Because of his border laws.
His border law?
Yeah, and
Wait. Let's answer this question. Which border law?
I'm saying the way he's regulating the border, the southern border.
Okay, which law did he pass to regulate the border?
I'm not saying he passed any laws. I'm just
Okay,
liking the
he
way.
didn't pass any laws to actually fix the problem. He maybe has like
I
closed
never
it for
said
4
he
years.
passed any laws.
You literally said his border law, but we can, I guess, move past that. It's fine.
I meant the way he's regulating it. Sorry, I didn't mean laws.
Okay, cool. I think he's regulating it badly because he didn't pass any legislation to actually fix the problem. So that's why I think it's bad.
Well, there's significantly less people coming into the country.
That's
Just
cool,
look at
but
the
that problem isn't solved. So he didn't solve the problem. Do you think he solved the problem?
Yes.
What does it mean to solve
You
a
have to
problem?
look at what Biden
When a
did.
problem is solved, is it still a problem?
It's not that big of a problem as it was in the past
Okay.
administration.
Okay. Hold on. I need a mental health break. Give me a second. Okay. What did Trump do to actually fix the issue at the U.S. border that wasn't a temporary 4-year executive order that closed it for 4 years? Like, he didn't fix the issue. If I elect someone, they say I'm going to fix the U.S. border, I expect them to put the law in that will actually fix the problem instead of just like, okay, I'm going to fix the border. And by fix the border, I mean I'm going to close it for like 3 years temporarily and not even address the actual problem. So that's like the issue.
They have a lot more border patrol there. They have a lot more.
That's cool. Okay, but did he
people-
fix the problem?
We're getting there. It's
I
not
elected.
fully
We're not
fixed.
getting there. We're not getting there. We're not gonna
Yes,
get it.
we are.
Is he gonna
There's
pass the bill? Is he
already-
gonna pass a border bill? Is he gonna pass a border bill?
I don't know, but he
If he was
has a
gonna, if
lot-
he was gonna pass it, would he pass it before the midterms or after?
a bill's not gonna do anything.
A bill would literally fix the problem.
No,
A
it
bill would
not.
literally fix the problem. Yes, it would. How would it not, dude? What do you think is the problem with illegal immigration? Do you know? What is when illegals come in? What does that look like?
Because you can't do that in any other country.
Okay, cool. Answer the question asked. Okay, what do you think is the problem at the U.S. border specifically?
Illegals coming in and committing crimes and voting in our elections.
Okay,
that-
we're throwing out. Are you trolling right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is insane. Okay, so do you think that they are do you think that when illegals come in, do you think they like just hop the fence and just come into the country on average, or do you think what do you think most illegals come
No.
in?
I don't know how they come in, but
Okay, so the U.S. border is broken because what happens is people come over, they have a border encounter, and then they file for refugee status. Then they don't have their case heard for like months and months and months, years actually, it's years, because there's a backlog of refugee cases. The reason there's a backlog is because there's barely any refugee judges. And so there was a bill proposed by Biden that would actually fix the problem. This is the kind of thing that Trump could pass, but better, ideally, which is what he said he would do, which he's not going to do. And this bill made it so there was 100 new immigration judges, which would have helped the problem significantly. Not fixed it fully, but helped it. And then if there were 3,000 encounters per day, the border would be shut down as an emergency. So, yeah. Do you have anything else?
oh, that's actually insane, dude.
What's insane? The fact that I'm making a cohesive argument. Is my argument insane, or is it insane that he didn't pass it? I think it's insane that he didn't pass it. I agree.
Yeah, all that is goy slop.
Okay, cool. Well, have a good one. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
How are you doing?
How are you doing? Yeah, I support Trump.
Cool. Why do you support Trump?
We are Jack.
I actually should have let that one play out. I keep disconnecting because I'm scared someone's gonna like do like a slur. Hey, what's up?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. What's up with you?
Chilling, man. I just want to say respectfully, you lost a lot of credibility when you said Congress.
I know, dude. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, I mean,
feel free to
and
unfollow. Feel free to unfollow. That was I'm such.
Well,
an
no,
idiot.
I've never followed you to begin with, and I don't have any hate towards you or anything like that. But just joining a live stream here and then, I'm like, can I even really believe what this guy is telling me right now? After just saying Congress, you know.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can, man.
I don't think I can.
Shoot,
I don't think I can.
I hope you can heal. Have a good life.
So no, it's not about healing. It's about like what you're fucking saying right now is it complete fucking bullshit, and I think it is.
Are you legit? Wait, are you legit? Sorry, are you genuine?
Yeah, I am serious.
I thought you were a fan trolling. Are you fucking stupid, dude? Okay, yeah, sorry, I misspoke. You misspoke.
Am I stupid?
You misspoke.
You're the one.
I'm just gonna mute. Okay, I'm gonna mute you unless you stop talking over me. Okay, listen, I misspoke and I said. I think I said like, executive, legislative, and Congress. I meant executive, legislative, and judicial. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, are you done yet?
Yeah. This is complete common knowledge. If you went to fucking school, though.
I know.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck says Congress?
I know that. I just misspoke.
Like, what are you talking about? You did not say that.
Okay, I'm gonna meet you again. I misspoke and I corrected myself immediately afterwards. Okay. What's up, man? Are you okay? Oh, I can't unmute. That's tragic. It won't let me do it. Well, that was cool. Let me see. Who else should I bring up? Hey, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to... So, like, do you do, like, debating stuff like that? I just saw your life, so not really sure.
Yep,
like,
I do debating stuff. You want to debate and stuff?
Can we just quickly talk about the topic of immigration?
Let's go for it.
So, what is your opinion on the difference with, like, Trump and Biden with the amount of illegal immigrants getting into our country?
I think that Trump should have passed a border bill that would actually fix the problem.
So, do you... Okay.
How is this happening? Is this the thing you can do with the donation? This is kind of sick.
I'm not sure.
Let's wait till this is done. I'm enjoying this. Thank you so much for whatever that was, if that was a donation.
Do you think ICE is a bad thing?
No. Not inherently. I think they're
okay.
doing kind of bad, but I think they're not bad inherently.
So, I'm guessing you're like a Democrat, like you voted for Kamala and everything like that?
I wasn't old enough to vote, but I supported Trump at the time.
Oh, you did support Trump?
Yes.
So, what's your argument on not supporting Trump?
I got a little older, learned a little more, and realized that he lied about almost everything that I supported him for.
Okay, I understand that. So this upcoming election, if you had to choose to vote on the Republican side or the Democratic side, which would you choose right now?
It depends entirely on what candidate we get. I mean, if we get like a JD Vance, I really don't like JD Vance, so I wouldn't vote for him. But if we get like a terrible Democrat versus like a bad Republican, I'll probably vote for the bad Republican. Like I'm kind of just like waiting for the election. I generally believe that we should just vote for whichever candidate is the best, which I think currently is probably not going to be JD Vance. That's my take on it.
I'm not gonna lie, like I am a JD Vance fan, but aside from that, I'm gonna start following you. Like I'm glad you're not one of those type of people like Dean that just rip conservatives and like only support one side. Like I truly think this world's becoming too split apart, and I truly support like whatever your beliefs are. That's all that matters.
I totally appreciate it. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye bye.
Of course. Have a great night.
Okay, I'm gonna bring back up the psycho guy from earlier. Let's get hype. Get hype. He's in the queue. It's the guy who was muted. Let me see if it'll let me unmute him again. Let's get hype. Let's get lit. What's up, Kyle?
Yo.
What's up, Kyle?
What it is, my boy?
What's up? Okay, sweet.
I just wanted to say like real quick. I mean, we can continue with this if you want to or not. The fact that you mute me and not even let me speak is kind of ridiculous.
It's because you were like filibustering. Do you know what filibustering is?
What is that? Enlighten me, please.
So it's whenever someone talks a bunch to avoid you talking and talks over you. So yeah.
Is that what I was doing?
Yes.
Is that what I was doing? Okay, I apologize. I apologize for doing so.
All right. So what do you want to debate about?
I just want to debate about.
Did I just hear water?
What's wrong with water?
Can you move your arms up?
Liquid death? Yes, I'm doing it. So.
Are you in the bath?
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Okay, people keep joining my live from the bath. Okay, my bad. But
no, it's cool. No, I'm not a fucking weirdo, man. I'm not. No,
Okay.
no. And
Cool.
and in all honesty, with what happened in the past, bro, I do genuinely have respect for you, bro. Right?
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah, no, everything's cool. But no, the main thing that I wanted to say is just the fact that you muted me and just didn't let me speak. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Because I was just calling you out on one of your mistakes, which is Congress is freaking insane, bro.
My bad, bro.
Saying Congress, yeah.
My bad.
That was misspeaking, or is that just like a knowledge? Who knows?
Do you want me to tell you the branches of government? I mean, I can tell you right now.
Well, now you know because you got called out for it. Not by me, but by somebody else.
Before, but no, I called myself out for it. If you watch the clip, I literally said like, okay, the three branches. I said, oh wait, no, it's legislative.
No, what you did was you read the comments and someone was saying it, and you were like, oh.
Is that what you think happened? I wasn't even looking at my phone's like. No. Okay, listen, it didn't happen that way. Okay, if you think it happened that way, that's cool. All right, bye, love you.
I just want to say that I think you have a very huge lack of knowledge on any of this stuff, and like,
sweet,
quiz
me, Kyle, quiz me. Kyle, let's go. My eyes are closed. I carried the chat. Quiz me.
What do you do for
Kyle,
work? Like, what is your main source of income?
Kyle,
because you have 9,000 followers.
Kyle,
so
quiz
you're not
me.
making money
Kyle,
from this.
Hey, Kyle,
So
you
what do
remember
you
the
do from
filibuster
a
I talked about earlier? Remember the filibuster? This is that right now.
No,
remember the
I was not watching
filibuster?
it.
Remember the filibuster I mentioned earlier? This is the filibuster.
What
So
do you
shut
do
the
for work?
fuck
What
up
do you
and
do
give me
for
your
your-
answer.
What do you do for your income?
Yo,
Do you just
Kyle,
live with
yo,
your fucking
Kyle,
parents?
yo, Kyle,
Daddy
little bro.
and money, and then you
Kyle,
sit
I
here
make
and
a,
talk
I make.
about all this
Kyle, how
shit?
much money do you make? I probably make more fucking money than you.
And
Hey.
look, you're getting.
Okay, now you're getting muted. Yo, Kyle, I want to let you know. Listen, I live alone. I make my own money, and I probably make a lot more money than you do. You fucking loser. Okay, back to you, Kyle. You're free again. What? Any last
Okay,
words?
just mute me again.
Yeah, because you don't
that's
shut
fine.
up. Yeah, because you can't shut your
you
mouth.
probably
Yeah.
just live with your parents, whatever.
Okay,
whatever.
I
It
live
is- it is
alone.
what
I
it
live
is.
alone. Okay, Kyle, do you have
Oh, yeah,
something
so you
to
don't even
ask
have
me?
a girlfriend. That makes sense.
Okay, I
That
don't.
makes complete
You're right,
sense.
man. It's so sad. I should have a living girlfriend.
No.
That's really cool, right? So
I mean,
Kyle,
I don't know. Maybe something to work for, but yeah.
yeah, cool. I work for myself, and I'm doing pretty good. So, do you have any questions? Or?
Okay. Well, nah, not really. I just think you're a piece of shit.
Okay, cool. Dude, that guy was crazy. Oh, thank you so much for the gift, by the way. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Dude, you guys are so kind right now. If I miss your gift, I'm so sorry. I love you guys, okay? Thank you. Let me bring someone up. Hey, what's up? Okay. Nope. Nope. Hey, what's up?
Hello?
Are you in the bath?
No.
Is there any secrets here? Is there any tricks?
No.
Do you want to debate me?
Yes, I just wanted to ask, did you vote for Trump the first time?
I was too young to vote, but I supported him the first time. Or not the first time. I supported him in 2024, yeah. I'm 19, so I was like 12 the first time.
Oh, God, good Lord.
Or no, I was
why?
9 years old. I was 9 years old the first time, actually.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Jesus.
All right.
So, oh my God.
Thank you so much for the gifts. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I keep going.
So, who do you support?
I support, I mean, like, in terms of, like, politicians I support, or, like, I mean, I like Thomas Massey a lot. Thomas Massey was pretty goated, but that guy got booted by Trump. I think more so that, like, if I had a time machine, I think Kamala would have been a better pick than Trump.
Now, Kamala, why, though? I really tried to get behind her, but I'm a Republican, but I don't understand why people were okay with her.
I guess, well, I have to ask, why would you not be okay with her? Like, off the face?
I don't like the way she... The same reason why I'm a Republican and hated Trump. He just is not what I think educated people should sound like, and they shouldn't be running the country when they sound like clowns.
I feel like Kamala sounds pretty educated. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I live in California, and I saw what she did.
I didn't love her. I mean, listen, if she was bad in California, maybe so. But I think Trump's been bad in America in general. So like, he's been bad in California too.
I've been alive for a long time. I watched Donald Trump file bankruptcy. I did not support him the first time, and the second time, I couldn't handle. I vote for policy, and I don't.
What policies do you support Trump on primarily?
I don't support any of his policies.
Oh, dude, why do we vote for Trump then? I feel like Kamala. Listen, Kamala had better policy in the book, right?
No, I don't believe she does. The open border, I don't believe the border. I think Americans come first, and I think for a second, we need to actually close the borders and focus on the United States.
We agree
and a clear path.
We agree so hard right now. I have a question. If someone offered a bill that would have fixed the border, would you be down for that? Like, or would have helped the border greatly? Like a bill that would have like made it to where like if 3,000 people were coming over, we'd literally close it down. And then a bill that made it to where like, I mean, if we had like, close it straight down with 3,000 people per day. And then we added 100 new judges to see the asylum cases in America. Would you support that?
I believe we're too far gone. We need to settle what's going on.
But hypothetically, would you support that specifically? Because that would
absolutely.
Effectively.
I think there needs to be a better, clear path.
Would you call that like a good border policy?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. That was brought under Kamala Harris with Joe Biden in 2024.
No, she didn't want to address what's going on now.
No, it did happen. And you know why it got shot down? You know why it didn't pass?
Okay. Educate me.
So this is called the Langford Bill. It was a bill that would have, did what I just said. And it was brought by, Joe Biden's administration with Kamala Harris as the VP. It would have, resolved a lot of our issues at the border. It would have been a big stepping stone towards solving the problem. Trump ordered for it to be shot down, and his reasoning was that we should just ignore the immigration issue until he gets in office, where he'll pass a better bill. Since then, Trump has not passed a single bill to help the border. He's passed funding bills, but he hasn't passed a bill that was similar in the way that resolved the problem.
Right.
So, yeah.
So this was when Biden was in office then, right? That she suggested this?
No, it was literally in the, I forget if it failed in the House or the Senate, but it failed because Republicans didn't vote for it because they wanted the election issue.
But Biden supported it, right?
Yep. So did Kamala. So did almost every person who cares about the border, in my opinion. It makes total sense.
No, it does. It does. I think they need to have a clearer path to citizenship, But so everyone blamed. Again, I do not support Trump at this point. He's a fucking idiot.
I feel like we agree. I may move down the list because I feel like we agree, but it's good talking to you.
But again, everyone blames Trump for everything. Well, Biden was in office when this was suggested, and he couldn't get it passed.
Because Republicans
So
didn't
he's
pass
not
it.
the president.
Do you know why Biden couldn't
He's
get
not
passed?
the president. Why?
Because Trump called for them not to pass it. He called congressmen
What
and told them
power
not to
did
pass it.
Trump have?
Just
What-
influence. They listened to him. It was his idea, though, right?
Exactly. The president's not running the country, and I don't think either party's in interest. And I think you guys all need to start thinking about that. I'm not saying we don't need the parties, but we all need to admit that neither party is doing any good for anyone.
I think there's
They're all doing the
I think
same
there's a
thing,
lot
and
of good
they're
that's done by
blaming
different parties,
one
right? Like
another.
I think like generally that America has some downfalls. I think parties do pretty good stuff sometimes, right?
Biden wanted something. He was president and couldn't get it because of an ex-president's influence. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it happened that way. Yeah, and then he became the president, and then he didn't do the thing. Yeah.
It
Because they knew
keeps
that
happening.
if they shot down the bill, then he'd get in office because it would be an obvious win because he couldn't solve the problem. But I may move down the list, but it was good talking to you. All right. Love you. Bye bye.
It's good talking to you. Bye-bye.
Oh, my mouse is stuck. Oh my goodness. You're stuck here with me. All right. All right, sweet. Let's go. Okay. Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you doing, Jackson?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Why don't you ask people's ages like Dean and Parker do?
Why don't I ask people what?
Their age.
Oh, I probably should do that. What's your age? How old are you?
Well, my age, I'm 82 years old.
Oh man, wow, that's awesome.
So I've been around for a while. So I've been through several presidents, and I've been aware of a lot of things that's going on in the United States and some of the things in the world. But anyway, I can discuss some of them with you if you don't talk too fast.
I'm sorry, I talk pretty fast, but I'll try and be a little slower.
Okay. I know there's a lot of things that's been going on, and I know Trump gets blamed for a lot of things like the economy and prices going up and everything, but I've also checked into, and there's other countries that are going through the same thing. Their groceries are going up.
Do you know why?
Why?
So
He has nothing to do with that.
okay, so you know what's happening in Iran right now, right?
Do what?
You know what's happening in Iran?
Oh, well, yeah, but is that affecting the other countries just like us?
Yes, here's why. So when the Strait of Hormuz is closed, it means that there's less oil exports from Iran, which means that oil is going to be more expensive because there's less quantity of oil being sold. And so when you do that, it means that transportation prices from barges that are powered by natural gases like oil. Sorry, oil's not natural gas. Sorry, I misspoke. It means that transport vessels that transport general products are going to be upcharged because in general global oil prices are rising, not just our oil prices are rising. So that means that globally oil is going to be more expensive. So globally transportation is going to be more expensive. So it's more expensive to transport goods. So that's why every country is going through more expensive goods because of the war in Iran caused by Trump.
Oh, so it's like a trickle-down effect.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, another thing, I know there was a law that was passed in 1954, which is a long time before you were a twinkle in your daddy's eye.
True.
It was a federal law that no communists were to hold offices. And yet here in 2026, there are 3 right now that are holding offices, and nothing is done about it. And that's the problem. Nobody follows through with things that need to be taken care of like that.
I agree. I think socialism is pretty bad. I don't know if I necessarily would support barring them from office, but I'm definitely not pro-socialism.
Well, there's one in New York, there's one in Maine, and then there's one on the school board in Massachusetts. So why aren't they taken out and not being allowed to hold office?
I don't know. We should take that up with Trump. We should really talk to Trump about that.
Well, I think that's where a lot of things fall through the cracks is nobody follows the rules. I call them rules, the laws about doing things that are supposed to be taken care of, and therefore, you know, everything just gets shuffled around. And that's my viewpoint on it. And just like I also have an opinion on, I don't know about the rest of the United States, but I think that there should be term limits for people that are on the Supreme Court. Why
I think
should
that's a
you
good
get
idea.
on there,
I agree.
stay on there till you're 95? And another thing I found out on there, just like Clarence Thomas was talking about, they get an extremely high pay rate on their job. Plus, they get all these extravagant gifts on there. He said that one person gave him a gift that equaled his whole yearly pay. Now, that's not right. I mean,
Yeah, no,
I
I
don't
agree. The
know.
Supreme Court has really bad systems for like enforcing corruption. There's actually no, from what I understand, they have no checks for what gifts are received by the Supreme Court. So yeah, I think we seem to agree on everything. I may move down the list to do some more debates, but I love talking to you.
Yeah.
All right, have a good night,
And
buddy.
are you ready to get me off or what?
Oh, I was gonna move down the list just so I can have more debates. They want to hear the heated debate. You're too agreeable. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I'll just catch somebody at another time, and thank you for letting me talk.
All right, have a good one. Sleep well.
Okay, bye-bye.
I like that lady. Hey, what's up?
Hey, you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Oh, pretty good. Oh, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just chilling. It's getting a little late, but I'm still powering through.
I was gonna talk about the border. You brought up the policy where Biden was gonna introduce closing the border, and I just want to ask, what was the reason for that bill in the first place?
Because the border had a rapid amount of crossings under Biden.
And do you think Biden handled that appropriately?
I think passing a bill was a good way to handle it. I mean, it probably
Slapping a Band-Aid on it?
Wasn't slapping a Band-Aid on it. It was moving in the right direction, right?
11 million people crossing the border in 4 years seems like a pretty high number.
I agree. I'm not Biden's lawyer. I think Biden had a couple mistakes there.
Do you think him rolling back Trump's border protections when Biden took office was a good idea?
No, I don't.
Considering 11 million crossed afterwards?
No, I think that any more protections would have been good under Biden, yeah.
I just see it as like a political move because that happened right before the election, and that was to bolster Kamala.
I think the whole reason why people do things, period, is basically just for political moves. I think that people do things because they're popular and people want them, and then they realize that the border was popular, a little too late, and then they want to pass it, and then they didn't get to pass it. So, like, regardless of why they did it, like, I think the intention, I don't think that Joe Biden suddenly woke up and was like, actually, I think the border should be more secure. Like, okay, maybe that's, a downside of him. I don't know. But either way, it would have solved the problem. So I'm just looking at, like, what would have happened if that passed, which it would have been better, in my opinion.
I mean, how would it have solved the problem? Because I think that bill only was like basically saying that asylum seekers they were going to limit.
Yeah, but most illegal immigrants are people claiming asylum, and we presume falsely. So
what was that bill going to do?
It's visa overstays or asylum seekers. Sorry, keep going.
What was that bill going to do for the ones that were already in the interior of the United States?
It would have expedited their cases. So a lot of these people are waiting their cases for asylum. So that what it would have done is it would have made it to where like the people who are waiting their asylum hearings would have had more judges to process them quickly, and then people who are coming over rapidly, if there's a large excess of people coming over seeking asylum, it would have closed the border if there was over 3,000 per day. So a lot of Biden's immigration flow wouldn't have been possible due to that rule.
So because of that, in the 4 years under Biden, do you think now it's just we're seeing an overreaction or an overcorrection of projecting that border reinforcement or immigration crackdown?
I think it is a big deal. I think cracking down is good. I just think the way that we're cracking down on it isn't solving the actual problem. I think like we're under reaction. The correct reaction would be to actually pass the bill that like Biden tried to pass.
I just believe like why Trump doesn't pass a bill right now, because I was hearing you talk about like, Trump could just pass a bill, but with us or with conservatives controlling.
Well, I mean, Trump couldn't just pass a bill, but I'm saying he could at least put one forward and advocate for it, you know? And he's not doing
But
that.
why, when he can just do it through executive order, and that's exactly what they're doing now, without having to succumb to any sort of like compromises with the Democrats and the House or Congress?
Because, like, okay, so you have Trump, and then you don't have Trump, and so the border's not fixed after Trump. And so, like, if you pass the bill, the border would be fixed after Trump. So, like, imagine America goes on for 100 years. If Biden or Trump passed a border bill that was, like, really good, like Trump said he passed a better border bill, he had the support, he had really popularity in like, Congress, you know? If Trump passed that bill, like, think of it like, 4 years out of 100 years versus 100 years out of 100 years. I think passing bills is a way better way to solve problems. Because the problem's actually solved.
I agree with you, but that requires compromise, and we haven't seen that in our government in several term or administrations.
Biden achieved a bunch of like bipartisan legislation, yeah. I mean, and on top of it too, we have seen compromise. The Langford bill itself was compromise. I mean, that was a bipartisan bill, yeah. The left voted for it. Enough left-wing people voted for it. The right-wing people, the people who didn't vote for it. So that's where like clearly we could have achieved compromise there.
You said the right didn't vote for that bill?
Yes, because Trump told them not to, yeah.
And I just don't see that as like, I mean, Trump wasn't in office. He's a normal private citizen. At the end of the day, the administration has to work with people who are elected, right? You're supposed to compromise.
I'm not arguing that it was like illegal. I'm arguing that it was immoral to like not pass that bill, and then he got into office, said he would pass a bill, and then didn't pass one either. So I think that's just like wrong to do that. And I think it proves that he doesn't care about the issue and he's not trying to solve it. So like, regardless of like, okay, if he's like, legally liable, or like if he can do that, yeah, he can. I mean, clearly he did it, and it wasn't a crime. But regardless, Trump used his power as someone who's likely going to be elected to influence the people into not actually resolving the problem.
I guess, I mean, I just see it as like they have the power to do it through executive order. They did project power back at the border. Do I agree with how ISIS handled things? Absolutely not. I think that's been a terrible rollout. But it's something where we're at least not having the same influx of people coming in while we're trying to deal with processing the people that we already have.
Can I pause you real quick? Hold on, I gotta say something real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm having some lag on my end. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube. It'll still be carried over on TikTok at Jackson Heeb. Hold on. So I'm just ending one of my streams.